Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome back to Ringlight Fables. I am your host and dungeon master, Skijaramaz, otherwise known as Tone Shift, and with me today we have our full cast of players, starting with SepiaWolfe playing Tuki Fletcher, our Crovan thief.
Hello.
Did you lose your voice there for a second?
You know, just for a second.
It just sounded like...
Well, I have been silent for the last hour.
Next we have Mick playing Shianor, our Raithar wizard.
Greetings and salutations.
Next up we have Willyzin playing Ludviek, our Raithari paladin.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, it turns out he has like strep throat or something, so his voice is scratchy and horrible.
Don't do that.
It'll be fine. I just may go mute a lot.
I can absolutely do that.
Don't smeagol yourself into oblivion, my friend.
There may very well be a villain in your future who speaks like this.
Oh God,
Why?
I pray for your soul.
I pray for your throat.
I could mimic that, but I refuse.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing bad will happen. I have cough drops. Up next, we have Goldwyn playing Minnove, our kobold bard and sorceress.
Cough drops won't do shit, I'll tell you that.
They do more than you would think. Trust me, I've been using them for years. When combined with honey and tea, anything is possible.
See, that's the way you gotta do it, with the honey and the tea.
Hunty! And last, but certainly not least, we have Impulsive playing Kari, our Crovan bard. Right?
I mean, he was talking. I think he's just a bit
I
better.
didn't hear it.
He did say something.
I think so.
Am I being gaslit right now? What's happening?
He's talking right now, Skidge. Don't you hear him?
Hello.
No.
There he is.
There.
Ah.
See? I told you, he's been talking. It's just a little delayed.
Please fucking don't do that to me. Sometimes that happens and it's real and it's infuriating and it kind of ruined one of our sessions.
Is it on delay?
You know what? I have a magic fix for this. I have a magic fix for this. Okay, welcome back.
What just happened?
I sent you both to the Hall of Shame and then brought you back.
Oh my God.
Because
I've been there.
Because all of you have been there at least once, I'm pretty sure.
I haven't.
I know, I was about to say, I think Sepia is the only one that has yet to go to the Hall of Shame.
Well then, this has been fixed. and just to make sure no one feels like. Now I'm in the Hall of Shame.
You can't come
Hi
back.
guys,
Oh,
well I'm back. We're in top form today, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't notice. We're starting early. Everyone has energy.
Debatable.
I slept magnificently, and I just got back from a really long walk on a beautiful day. I am hyped for shit. So, really quick, before we launch into a recap of last session, I would like to draw everyone's attention to the beautiful new artwork that we have, once again courtesy of Avoca Draw. Ooh, look at that fucking tree.
Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap.
Nice.
Yeah, it is
Wow.
extremely well made. It's very lovely. We love it very much. Once again, oh god, I don't want to zoom in that much. Once again, Avoca Draw, thank you very much for providing art for our silly chicanery. You are a much respected contributor to this adventure. So
Very beautiful.
very.
Guys, it's a tree. I wonder what it thinks about us.
I mean, maybe you can ask it when you meet it. I'd be more concerned about the flowers, though.
Why is there two? What's the symbolism there, Skidge?
I don't know. Play the game and find out. So,
God damn it.
what, you think I'm gonna tell you all of the hidden secret symbology in the picture that corresponds to the entire story arc we're launching into on session fucking 1 of it? No, you gotta
Yes.
play through.
Oh,
What? But if I say please, will you?
No,
I won't roll a 20 this session.
you usually
You
don't
think so?
anyway. Do you?
Watch me.
No,
I will,
I
will...
won't roll anything totaling up to 20.
Oh, I
Okay.
don't know, man.
Here, let me try out the die just for the fun of it. Look, a 15, solid
Cool.
number.
You are correct. That is a solid number. Complete with mass and density and weight. It is neither gas nor liquid nor plasma.
Probably one of my favorite numbers.
It is very nice. Not too small,
nice
not
looking-
too big. Right in the middle of the double
And
digits.
you can divide it by 5. You could also I don't know, it's nice.
I'm
So our
more
last
of a prime number guy.
So where last we left off. Let's not get too far off track here. We're already 7 minutes in and nothing's happened. So, where last we left off, you had all completed, more or less, an assignment given to you by Godfrey Halkus to venture to a recently uncovered ruin not far from the village of Takfar and figure out what exactly the ruin was, who it belonged to, what it might contain, its historical relevance. Arriving at the settlement and then at the ruin itself, you encountered the snow leopard furred Raithar Shianor, who was also interested in spelunking through these ruins. And after some back and forth, you determined your objectives were more or less in alignment and teamed up and spelunked into the ruins to look around and figure out what you were looking at, eventually discovering that it was a tomb belonging to an individual seemingly known as the war poet Galathrax, an adherent of the old ways, so a much more recent ruin than the last one y'all perused. Coming away from those ruins, however, left you with some more questions and lingering concerns, for it seems possible that another one of those blue shards, similar to the one that you discovered in that last forest ruin, might have been here, might have belonged to Galathrax, but it was taken long before you ever arrived, forcefully pried from the dead man's fingers. With what little information you had and what questions you were able to ask of the townsfolk in the nearby settlement, you were able to narrow it down to possibly a Kraven individual with a honey-like voice and a really big cloak. But that was about all you could really determine for certain. But with that information thus gleamed, you gathered up your things, and with Shianor joining you just for the convenience of it, returned to the road to make your way back to the academy city of Asmara. Less than a day out from the village, you were waylaid on the road by adherents of the old ways, the seeming descendants of the people who had initially built that tomb, who were none too pleased with your trespass and were accusing your group of being the ones responsible for making off with the divine blue gem. However, thanks to some high rolls and general civil mentalities, you were able to demonstrate that no, you had not, in fact, made off with that blue gem. One of you had made off with an enchanted axe, but you were happy to give it back. Well, happy might be the wrong word, but willing.
Only to stop a fight.
To stop a fight, but yes. With that thus delivered, and the adherents running off to see if they can track down the one who really made off with that far more important relic, you continued on your way, and eventually settled in for a night of rest. And during that watch, nothing of alarm or note took place, but we did briefly delve into the back of the mind of our resident Sunan, and just the dissonances that naturally come with being a Sunan in this line of work. But that is where we left off, and so that is where we shall resume, with all of you coming to the following day. So, the sun rises once more over the lands of Valrive. You are thankfully unmolested by any intruding forces in the night. It's a clear day with a bit of a thin, cold mist sort of lingering, giving everything this sort of hazy, sort of golden dreamlike hue. Though that mist is gradually starting to bleed away as the sunlight hits it. The day is yours. Do as you will.
All right, well, if no one's going to start us.
I'm giving you guys an
Minnove?
opportunity to just fuck around and be yourselves if you want for a bit before we launch into things. That's how I usually roll.
Minnove is going to wake up and, I don't know, get possibly the cart all ready together to try and get back onto the road, pack the things up, put the fire out best she can.
All right.
Perhaps with a little bit of magic prestidigitation.
Little wave of your hand and a whoosh, just a little gust of wind and kicked up dirt from the roadside folds over your campfire like a small tsunami out at sea and just smothers what's left of the flame. Some last final sparks go spiraling off and vanish into the morning air.
I am curious. Is this adherence a common occurrence in these lands? I have not yet encountered them before.
Well, to be honest, that was kind of our first time seeing them, too, so yesn't. Hear lots of lore and stories about them being in the forest of 1,000 rivers and throughout the land of Valrive, but it's gotta be the first time I've seen them, at least. So they don't seem to be very forward, aggressive.
They don't have the best reputation.
They do not have former settlements.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, they do.
They seem to. What does that mean exactly? I'm not entirely sure. Fancy word.
They do not have a village or a city.
Well, I'd assume that they have some sort of village. Or campground that they deem a village of some sort. Perhaps not a city of some sort, but something. They have a community of something. They've been alive for, hundreds of years.
Interesting. I've not encountered them in my studies so far, but it does seem that they pose a certain threat to society as is.
I think they're harmless.
Do they really, though? The only reason they came after us is because we went into their tomb. Otherwise, I've never seen them, even though we were told to watch out for them.
They looked a little savage, didn't they?
Ooh. That's not a word I'd use.
Okay.
Somewhere in Asmara, Boron sneezes like, I dropped it off, but someone seems to have picked it up.
It's not a word that I would describe the people.
I mean,
It is accurate word, nonetheless.
as someone who has heard a lot of bad things said about everybody that's not human, I find it a little ironic that a Rythar is the one using it.
Why we are very sophisticated people.
Uh-huh.
But you're not aware that a lot of people call your lifestyle savage?
They are uneducated.
As you are.
About these people.
There are levels to everything. And in many ways, they are very hostile to what they consider outside forces.
Again, I don't think they're very that hostile. They wanted their stuff back that you took from their tomb.
Again, a claim they make. But of course, the tomb itself had been abandoned. And to say they lay claim to something that was only recently unearthed... strikes
Are
more
you...
just...
Okay, well, riddle me this, Mr. Paladin. If somebody was to, I don't know, go into a temple of Suna, or gravesite of a Sunan follower, and rob one of the many artifacts in this tomb, wouldn't you lay claim to it?
Of course, it would actually have to be a temple of Suna itself.
Yes.
Keep in mind that there is no chance to all that they may have been telling the truth.
Also don't know who that guy was. Some dead guy.
And keep in mind, if they were actually laying claim to that, then they would also be laying claim to the same ruin that we found deep within the forest.
I don't even know if that's connected.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I mean, they are connected in some way,
Yeah.
but you're getting. But that was something completely different. This was more of a tomb of some sort of.
Really,
wizard?
you will not find that the connection between the gems themselves, because I think they're quite similar.
Well, gems are gems. You find them everywhere. Like, I kick a rock and there's a gem.
I think there's a difference between what appeared to be a commune and what was an actual burial site.
So, Ludviek, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for... So, I'm wondering... is it common Rythari practice to always have people at tombs? Isn't the inherent nature of a tomb almost to be abandoned? It seems like having people at a place like that 24/7. I mean, if they claim to, they should probably be guarding it better. But that seems like a rather flimsy excuse.
The place itself had not been even unearthed until recently.
Because it was a tomb. It was buried. The guy died.
Well, no,
I mean-
even tombs themselves. This has been lost to Earth itself.
I mean, that doesn't change the fact that we did grave rob, essentially.
Actually,
I mean, I did too.
Hang on.
Liberate from those that can't use it
Guys,
anymore.
stop a second. Impulsive wants yes?
So, actually, just a clarifying question. Was this literally unearthed and, like, discovered recently, or is it more of a case of we've become aware of a thing that's here?
As a reminder of the general chain of events, there were some tremors in the area around Takfar, and then that caused some landslides, and in one of those landslides, the entrance to that tomb became visible, and no one was aware of its presence, at least no one in Takfar, who were the ones who reported it, and it wasn't known to the Erudites, which is why y'all were sent in to investigate it, so.
So most likely, the adherents themselves only knew about it as soon as we knew about it.
It's still a grave.
Ludviek, if you really wanted to keep the axe...
It's not so much a matter of keeping the axe, but more so I'd rather not have to deal with a group who basically decides to bully their way in any situation. They basically had laid a trap, and they were going to get what they wanted, either through blood or through words. Though amazingly, words prevailed, which I am thankful for. But they have shown themselves to be a type of people that are very much geared towards showing their hand of force right off the bat, which is a aptly thing to do, especially in a situation, but it shows that they are themselves are not above using violence if need be. And thus you should not hold them to some lofty moral high ground. They are no different than any other common group using force to get what they want.
No different than you or I.
Which is why we should treat them with just as much suspicion and just as much trust.
Still, I think calling them a savage group of people is just...
That is more so
wrong.
based upon what I have heard about them in my travels, and of what they have done to groups who go into the Forest of a Thousand Rivers. Keep in mind, we were warned that they were attacking many groups that went in there. So they are guarding something, or hiding something.
Probably have their own reasons.
Though I am wondering, I do believe that there is a connection between what Kari found back at that monastery and what was in that tomb.
Yes. The stone.
Which means mostly Godfried should know immediately, because that means whoever has that stone has a target on their back.
Yes. I've said that.
Yeah.
Then we are in agreement. Though I am quite interested, aside from all of that, I have to say, Shianor, you were quite ready for a fight yourself back there.
Correct.
I am curious. What, line, what's Godfried's group called again?
You mean like his
Solemn Erudites.
Solemn Erudites, yeah. What is your interest with the Solemn Erudites themselves? What has brought you so far from your home to here?
I've been a guest at the academy, and I've been trying to get myself into the library. I'm curious to study in there, and there are few ways for outsiders to actually get access, and the one of the quickest way is supposedly through the Solemn Erudites.
Well, having seen the libraries themselves, or at least a certain wing of it, I have to say it is quite an impressive collection.
It surely is. The even though my people would disagree, we are traditionalists, and Raithar are a little on edge with written history.
He does thrive a bit from the oral traditions.
Correct.
Are we ready to move? Got the cart already?
It seems somebody has put a lot of work into this cart. Traveling style.
Yes.
If
You
only I
probably
used
did.
it more often.
I mean, you're more than welcome to.
I know that, but the legs require movement.
I agree. Some walking is appreciated. I will walk with you, Tuki.
All right.
Well, that leaves me to at least get Butterscotch in line. Or at least coax her into going the right direction.
If you can. She's been in a little bit of a tizzy this morning. Nearly bucked my head off.
Tail
That's
flicks.
what you get for walking underneath her.
What? It's a lot easier to get the reins on when I could just go around and under, and she just needs to stand still. She notices me. It's not that weird.
You have to keep in mind, she is horse. They're very skittish about anyone near behind them or underneath them.
I do it very well.
She's not a war horse. Well, she definitely has the headstrongness of one.
Come on, or you won't be able to tell the difference.
All right. All right. So, y'all clamber into the cart, or for those who are going to walk beside it. I'm sorry. So, with everything squared away, you pack up camp, get into the wagon, and begin to make your way back down the dirt road, heading for Ismara. So as I recall, we've stated that this wagon has about 30 days of travel time when moving at a good pace and following the road, or 30 miles in a day, rather. The calculations for that were something Mick did, so with that in mind, you make it about just past that bridge with the set of statues that we mentioned before, by the end of that first day. And over the course of the next 2, you continue to make your way down the road, eventually leaving behind the river itself and trading it for the great waters of Lake Bafleril to the south and the full forests rolling by behind you. It is, technically speaking, the first day of winter when you arrive back at the Academy City again. When you come up over the hill, sort of mingling with the ever-thickening crowds not far away from the city's main gates and look down on it, the air continues to grow chillier and chillier with every day that passes, your breaths ghosting in front of your faces in the mornings and evenings. As you come over the ridge and look down at the Academy City, it is evening, and a heavy cloud cover has rolled in once more, lightly drizzling, not freezing over yet, but you don't doubt it'll do so in due time. The coldest days of winter are usually between I'd say the 5th and 10th week is usually when it's at its absolute coldest.
Well, Sheernor seems to be quite comfortable with the colds and is wearing literally just a jacket, if that at all.
And
My
your
God,
pants,
I can't
because we gotta
believe-
keep this PG.
My God, I
True.
can't believe I'm traveling with a whore.
What?
It's like, behold, world, receive of my nipples and despair.
Oh, you can't see that. It's under at least 2 layers of fur now that the winter coat is coming in.
True.
Yeah, and you can see them poking out like diamonds. It's fucking cold.
Well, that's just Minnove's nose sticking through her parka. Yeah, Minnove is just covered up in this big old parka that she bought. Remember? She bought that big old coat.
Let's go faster, Butterscotch. I want to escape this conversation.
You can't catch me on awkward thoughts. So yeah, I guess we my goal at least, I assume all of our goals is to just get to Godfrey immediately to debrief.
That would be my guess, yes. So, if there are no objections, then directly to the Halkus estate you go. making your way through the city streets, not nearly so crowded as once they were before, given the increasingly cold weather. Not as many people traveling, simply because they're just getting ready to hunker down and wait out the frosted month. So you meet little to no slowdown on your way through the streets, before eventually, as you make your way into the higher-end districts and circle around toward the Halkus estate, and you find the oh god, my ball! It flew out of my hand and hit my computer. I dropped the ball. I will drop this ball so many fucking times. You have no idea. So I'm gonna throw it over my shoulder so I don't have it.
I gotta mute.
Sorry, New Year's.
I dropped the ball. Happy New Year's. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways, don't know how that happened. I ripped a hair out of my head. Anyways, so yeah, you approach the Halkus estate. Is Shianor riding in the back of the wagon or still just free walking next to it?
If Tuki is walking, Shianor is walking as well.
Okay.
He thinks it keeps them active.
Okay. It's like, I have a good fur coat, but I still need to be generating heat underneath to keep me warm, so I shall walk.
Tuki's gonna alternate. Spend time sitting in the wagon, but also just get out and keep walking every once in a while.
All right. So then, in that case, as you're coming up on the estate, would you say Tuki is walking or in the wagon? I'm trying to figure out where Shianor is, so I can figure out how things react to him.
Gotcha. I think she'd be in the wagon in the city.
Okay. So,
Shianor is walking outside.
okay. All right. So, as you're approaching the Halkus estate, you see that there are a handful of, a couple of individuals standing front, just guards of the estate's grounds. And as you're approaching, one of them steps forward, sort of eyeing Shianor curiously. The rest of you are back. Who's this fellow? And he looks you up and down, Shianor. Haven't seen him before.
He does the great bow and introduces him. My name is Shianor Takul. I am a scholar who wishes to talk to Mr. Halkus.
Kind of looks up at whoever's in the front seat. I'm assuming either Ludviek or Kari.
Let's rock, paper, scissors for it. Oh.
Oh. He's just some guy we picked up.
He's looking to speak or join the Salamerdites.
He doesn't wear a shirt half the time, but that's okay.
Minnove, is that really the best compliment you can give?
It is true.
His texts look great. I don't know what.
Can you say?
Can you think of a better compliment?
He has very nice fur.
No. Can Ludviek think of a better compliment?
Oh.
He is a very good scholar and well knowledgeable in the ways of history and also archaeology. Or archaeology.
Yeah, he has good
word that means digging up of older ruins.
He has good pecs.
He's got good dreadlocks too.
Yes, but
surface level with you.
The brain is in the.
Have you looked at me?
Yes, I have looked at you. You are Kari.
And?
You are dashing rogue, one of great guile and wit, one of magic and of fencing. You seek to show your superiority not only in the field of combat, but also in the ways of word itself.
Wow, I think he's hitting on you, Kari.
Half of that applies to Tuki.
Yes, but Tuki herself also is much more agile. And She's much more fleet of foot, which also means same thing in many regards, but I think has different connotations.
I don't know what to do with this many compliments. Please stop.
You will take them and use them to bolster your own ego, for you have much to be proud of.
I could use less of that.
Yes,
Right,
you could
I'm
use
gonna
less
let you
ego.
all in now.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Very appreciated.
Guard opens up the metal gates and you come rocking in. Butterscotch seems thrilled to be back on this estate and immediately just starts pulling toward the, the space where the wagons are usually kept, because that seems to be where she's usually kept too. Just full tilt, just going in that direction.
I'll get her situated while the others can head towards the estate in proper.
All right. So Ludviek is taking the horse to get her situated, while everyone else makes their way into the towards the front door. As you're making your way up to it, it pops open, and shit, I need to remind myself what his name is. Tora. That was the name of the servant here, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking his name was Terlu, but that's not correct. That's the name of the main protagonist of the Enchanted Greenhouse.
I do have a question though. Is he mugging everyone as we arrive? Is he aura farming?
What?
Okay, never mind. Bad joke.
Tora rhymes with aura.
Oh, Tora! Oh! Jeez, I guess this gold has now worked its way into my ears.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so the door pops open and Tora pokes his head out as you're all approaching. Eyes briefly linger on Shianor with a bit of like, oh, who's this? Before he nods to the rest of you. Ah, welcome back. We've been anxiously awaiting your return.
Mixed news, unfortunately.
Well, Master Halkus is currently in his study. Will your new compatriot here be joining us? He kind of looks you up and down for a moment, Shianor.
Yes, I think so.
Greetings.
He wants to at least speak to Mr. Godfrey.
Well, if he's
He intended there. Sorry?
I dropped a thing. 1 second. It's fragile. I don't want to break it. Oh. Get up here, bitch. All right. What were you saying?
What?
I don't know. I got distracted by whatever you were.
I dropped my phone case.
Okay.
And I
Was your
was having-
phone in it?
Not at the moment, no,
How's
but it's
your
right next to the wheels of my chair, and it will break if I roll over it. It's like
That's
a belt
shitty
clip.
phone case.
It's like a belt clip that my phone attaches to. It's kind of cheapo. Anyways,
Yeah, he wanted to clear it himself to prove himself to the Solomeridites.
oh,
So I thought he could at least introduce himself to Godfried, even though he's not technically one of them.
he's not technically an erudite, but he does work very closely with them. He's more often than not the one pointing out where they're supposed to be sending their agents. Very well then. My name is Tora. I am the butler of this estate. Please do wipe your feet coming in and follow me. I'll lead you all to where Godfried is. He's currently in his study. So, stepping inside, the new guy wiping his feet on the floor, on the carpet.
True.
You make your way through the halls, and it's a very nice place, Shianor. You've seen some pretty nice places as you've been traveling, but I get the impression you never stayed in any one place long enough to go into one of their, like, private upper-class residences. So this place with this place with its very well-made stone walls and the carpet lining the floor that's soft beneath your paws and sort of fills out the space between your beans. It's a type of luxury that you had heard of but hadn't really adequately conceived in your mind's eye until now. So there's a little bit of your like you're pretty on the young side, right? Your character's like how old again?
Correct. He's like 19.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of that youth in you that's sort of coming out a little bit, or at the very least is trying to, as you're seeing all this cool stuff. Like somewhere in your brain, you're like, how the fuck did they even make this?
It's more like this is very southern-like. Comfortable and very accommodating, and so it would be practical if in the north, basically.
All right. So, eventually, Tora pops open the door to the Halkas's office and lets you all in. You see Godfrey is currently behind the counter, reading over a note held between his fingers. He looks up as you're entering. Ah, good. I've been waiting for you all to get back for a while now. Huh. He sort of sets the note aside. Very quickly, before we launch into whatever it is you have to tell me, you'll be pleased to know that Donnell is making decent headway on his side of things.
Oh, good.
Yes. He'll be remaining in Antarine for a while yet, but he hasn't been brushed aside, so he should be back before too terribly long.
That's great.
Indeed. Now, his eyes sort of lift up to the rest of you and focus on Shianor for a moment, and he quirks a brow.
Shianor takes a deep bow and greetings. My name is Shianor Takul. I have currently joined up with your friends here, and in cataloging the tomb that you might have taken an interest in. It was originally my idea to map this out myself, but it appears I was a little too late.
Well, there's a reason I depend on these folks. They're very good at what they do.
Agreed. They get things done.
That they do.
He did beat us there.
Well,
and he was quite invaluable, and also
you're with the horse.
The area. All right.
You're not here.
I am talking to Butterscotch. Never mind.
Camera just cuts away to Ludviek just brushing Butterscotch, has been like, it is a good thing that he was there or we would have all been fucked. Cut back.
Not that bad.
No, it's like, well, interesting. You'll have to tell me more about that. But for now, your nods to the rest of you. Your report, if you please.
Right here. And Minnove's gonna fancifully, just absolutely pull her journal out and plop it right on his desk.
He takes it, starts flipping through it. Once again, good sketches, solid map.
There's... go ahead.
I provided... it's okay. I just thought I might have sketched some of the murals up myself, but I didn't mention this, so okay.
All right.
Tuki will produce the diary, journal, and the small idol. There were a few things. We were not the first ones there. You have to use magic to break the seal. And when it's closed, it reseals. But somebody had already taken another gem artifact like the one that we found in the reliquary.
He sort of immediately sits up straighter. Well, you mean the one that gave me a nosebleed?
Yes, that one. Also, it was definitely in an adherent tomb, and they confronted us after we left. They would like no one to go in.
Well, that complicates things. Did you by any chance happen to get that name of the clan or their leader?
Yes.
So,
I forget how to pronounce it. Not Tuki.
the war poet.
Geralt?
You're talking
Galsarad?
about... it was Galathrax the war poet was the name of the guy in the tomb.
Galathrax. Okay. I was like, gee?
Geralt of Rivia.
Well, I was like, I know you like to name things after other things. So I was like, maybe.
I drew Galathrax out of my ass, but anyways.
It sounds like an out of
it's-
ass
it's-
name.
it's like,
Tomb of Galathrax the War Poet.
I can't say I'm familiar with that name. What about the name of the adherents who confronted you?
The adherents. Didn't really get the name. Just
That makes
passed
things-
by and left.
I was not aware that they use clan designations.
The adherents is, it's a bunch of different groups of people who all adhere to an old philosophy to varying degrees and with varying interpretations. Different groups will have different ways of differentiating themselves, not unlike Rythor tribes. So, yes, there are dozens of adherent clans all throughout the region. Some are more hostile than others. If they didn't attack you on sight, that says to me that they're probably one of the more reasonable groups. But if you weren't able to get a clan name or the name of their leader, that complicates things, because there's a decent chance the erudites are still probably going to want to push to at the very least catalog what's in there or write about it, which means they would want to speak with the people who preside over it to receive permission to do so. But if we don't have a name or a location of their home, that's going to make things more difficult. But
That area
True.
is like their home. I don't know.
I'm sure it'll be figured out. It'll just be more complicated, and that just means it'll be a bigger pain in my ass. I don't want to
She
worry
had
you.
like a. She had like a bear, like a big bear. I don't know if that helps.
It might.
Didn't they give a name?
That
None of you asked to note. I don't
No.
think they did. No. I mean, I might be misremembering. Their leader might have given her name, but I honestly don't remember.
I believe she did, because she had a name on her token.
I mean, yeah, but like I showed you the token like after the fact because you didn't do the fight. I showed you the map just because like my whole thing was like I worked on this map and this fight and then it didn't happen, but I still want you to see my hard work. So here, and it's like I can't remember either, so I'm just going to default to no for the time being. And if she did, fuck me. Anyways,
No.
There are traps. I was not able to locate how to disarm them. As far as I can tell, though, the chamber that Minnove and Kari drew, as long as you leave something inside, it deactivates it.
Right. Well,
Highly sophisticated mechanisms, if I may add.
if it's magic-based, then you're right. Even the best enchanters of Valerie would be hard-pressed to make something that elaborate.
Not entirely magic-related. It is also mechanical in nature.
Oh, that makes it even more impressive. Well,
Especially if this is like 200 years old.
if it's an adherent tomb, then it's over 100 years old. But 200 is the upper limit of how old it probably is, at my guess. Kind of closes your journal Minnove and slides it back to you after copying some things down. Right. Well then.
Would you have heard anything about a taller than usual Kraven that might be fairly strong with magic? Very sophisticated speaking.
It doesn't sound familiar to me, at least not off the top of my head. Why? Do you
We are
suspect
very-
such do you suspect such an individual is the one that beat you to the tomb?
Yes.
We are highly sure of it.
Well, I'm not familiar with that description myself, but I do have other people, so, other agents and people in other places. If you have any particular interest in going after this individual, I can send out feelers, otherwise we can just let it be.
I have a feeling we will encounter him at some point.
I think sending out a search party for him is probably not the best, considering he seems to be quite fleetful. Flightful?
He's... The description the village gave is that his yearning's almost as bad as mine.
Oof. And that's quite bad. Well, there's still much to be done on this front, but this is where your work on this particular project ends and mine begins. You've done well, and so... And he reaches down and procures 4 separate sacks of coin, sets them down. Here you are, payment as promised. Where is Ludviek, by the way? Is he well?
Oh, he's probably getting kicked by Butterscotch. Don't worry about him.
He's in the card.
All right, well...
I'm pretty sure by this time I would have made it back, right?
Roll me a d20.
Sure. As soon as the tab loads, there we are.
I would say, yeah, it's about this time that you're stepping into the room. Speak of the lion and he shall appear. Your friends just finished giving me their report, Ludviek. Payment for your group. And then he looks to you, Shianor, with a bit of an apologetic look. On account of the fact that you were not part of the initial contract, I don't have any payments set aside for you regardless of your contributions. I am sad to say.
That is not a problem at all. I am glad to be of assistance.
Well,
Don't worry, we'll have him work.
Well.
And if you can put in a good word with Salam Erudites, I would be quite appreciative of this.
Well, I'd be curious as to know what your interest in the erudites is. Judging by your accent and your first stock, you're from rather far away. I'm curious to hear your story, Mr. Shianor, was it you said?
Correct, Shirno Takul.
Well, then I would be most interested to hear your story, Shianor.
We can talk about it maybe over dinner. I would like to share my story, but it is not a short one.
Very well then. I will tell you up front that though I do have contacts with the Solemn Erudites and I work with them very regularly as one of their primary coordinators, at least for the Archive of Asmara, they're very picky about who they deal with directly, and they don't like having their time wasted, given the extent of the work they do all over Valrive, so we can go over that in more details during dinner, as you propose. I would not be opposed to that. But just so we're clear, it's probably going to take a little bit. You may need to do more than just what I've heard here to get their attention, even with my vouching.
I believe I have interesting information for them. Also regarding my home, that is, as I understand, not very well known in this part.
Maybe. Again, we'll see. The erudites have a lot going on at any given time, so...
Certainly.
Now, really quickly, also just so that everyone is clear, everyone except Shianor, who took the job, you find, sort of stashed away in those packs, you each gain, let me see here, let me double check my notes here, because I know I had a payout somewhere. I can't remember if it was written as if the monetary reward was written as per person or total. Let me double check. Okay, so yeah, it says in my notes it says a fee of 150 total gold pieces will be paid to 150 total, 200 with good notes and maps. So yeah, across all of those bags, the party gets a total of 200 gold pieces. So basically 50 for the 4 who went. Decent payout.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like $5,000 a pop.
I can take Tuki out for dinner for a good dinner now. Damn.
You can pay several months' rent with that, yeah.
Woo. All right, so just add 50.
Now then,
Nice.
dinner will be in a little while. I'll be sure to tell the kitchens that we have an extra person dining tonight. But before any of that, before you go off to rest, Ludviek,
Yeah?
while you were all gone, just the other day, someone came by who wanted to speak with you.
Oh.
One of
I
your,
assumed there was a name.
yes, one of your fellow Sunans. She went by the name Jorna.
Oh. Whew.
She said she wanted to speak with you at your earliest convenience.
Oh. Did she say by chance where she would be? I assume in town somewhere.
At the local temple, yes. Though she did also ask me to inform you that if you took too long in showing up, she might not be there by the time you arrive, as the thing she wants to speak with you about is apparently time-sensitive.
Skidge, what time is it right now?
It's like evening, like almost dinner time. It'll be like less than an hour before dinner, probably.
You may not have to then tell the kitchens to create an extra plate. Gianor can have mine. It involves, well, the one who taught me much about Suna and the ways. This is something that I cannot put off. Thank you for passing this along to me.
Of course. You better get going then.
Indeed. Thank you again. Have a good dinner, and good luck to you, Gianor. I wish you luck on your quest.
Thank you kindly.
And Ludviek's gonna skedaddle out of there.
All right. Does anyone have anything else they wish to bring up with Godfrey at this point?
Not yet.
No, I'm good.
All right. Well then, in that case, let's go ahead and focus the camera on Ludviek. No, I don't want the boss battle playlist.
Basically going to see his teacher. It is kind of like a boss battle.
Oh, please. She's not that scary. All right, so going at a fairly brisk pace through the streets of the city is the sunlight is starting to dwindle a bit. The various lanterns and lights along the streets are starting to flicker on and cast their light. It doesn't take you too terribly long knowing where the temple is, as you do. After all, the very first time you ever came to Asmara, before you branched out and started exploring Valrive on a wider level, it was the very first place you were bound to. You find it before too terribly long, a remarkably humble structure when compared to the rest of the Academy City, where much of Asmara is built out of elaborate stone, well-carved and beautiful masonry and bright colors and patterns with runes etched into some places providing luma light and enchantments to keep things warm and nice. The Temple of Suna is far more humble, constructed largely of wood, its various surfaces wreathed in carefully tended floral growths, vines and flowers and carefully tended mosses here, there, and all over, giving the entire structure an almost, I don't want to say reclaimed. Much of the natural world will aggressively reclaim anything mankind builds out in the wilds, whether it be foliage reclaiming and burying a structure in leaves and branches, or the desert swallowing an abandoned temple into the dunes, this looks less like that and more like a harmonization, a deliberate joining of hands between natural overgrowth and man-made structure, and you are aware that it is a pain in the ass to maintain this, but that it is an important task for those who man the temple. Above the door, you see a depiction of Suna herself, sort of engraved into the wood, line art style, sort of sat astride a long moss-smothered log. On one side of her, a great horned elk-like creature that you know from her mythology to be one of her trusted companions, and on the other side, a saber-toothed wildcat sitting patiently. The goddess herself, wreathed in a very plain-ish sort of flowing dress with antlers of her own growing out the top of her head, a wreath of flowers, and very long, flowing, billowy red hair. Lights flicker from within the temple, and you imagine that there's probably people inside right now.
Ludviek gives a moment for a short nod of reverence to the icon adorning the building itself, and then promptly enters afterwards.
All right. Stepping into the sort of main hall, the walls to either side are decorated in various painted murals, very fresh, or well-maintained at least, not eroded in the slightest, depicting various different scenes of stories of, the mythology, all focused on Suna and the various things she's done. More carefully tended floral growths. Chandeliers up on the ceiling provide flickering candlelight over the space, making it feel very warm and inviting. Let's see here. Up ahead, you can see a sort of primary altar, sort of on a raised platform. And off to one side, just sort of quietly seated in one of the chairs of this greater temple, sort of off to one side, you see the familiar appearance of Jorna, your teacher, just quietly sitting, appears to be reading a book at the moment.
Ludviek just walks up to the area where she's sitting. Assume there's another chair nearby her.
Probably,
and, he doesn't speak to her. He just, sets down his hammer and shield at the side of the table, I assume she was at, right? And just
it's like a simple round table with a chair on either side of it, yeah.
And he just sits down at the other end and waits patiently for her to finish what she's doing.
It doesn't take long. Almost as soon as you set down your hammer and shield, it's sort of like, thunk, because these are heavy chunks of metal. They're going to make noise when they touch the floor, especially your big-ass tower shield. As soon as they touch down, Jorna lifts her eyes to you. I forget the description I gave her in the short story that I wrote that I never finished. So we'll come up with one right now. I'm imagining sort of brown hair pulled back into sort of a high ponytail and very bright green eyes. Face lights up with a big smile. Oh, Ludviek, you're back. She closes the book and sets it aside.
It's nice to see you again, Zora.
You as well. She looks and notes the much bigger tower shield and your new plate armor that you got courtesy of Boron. You clad yourself in more metal, I see.
I've had to protect many recently. It's been, well, what I could tell you could last an entire day itself in just tales itself. But I came because it sounded like you had something urgent to say. And such tales can wait until later. Tell me, teacher, what would be the news that you have to share?
Her expression kind of darkens slightly. Almost like with disappointment, like she wasn't wanting to talk about this just yet, but she nods. Very well. There's a bug on my wrist. Get out of here. All right.
Just a natural part of the temple.
I'm not in the temple, man. Anyways, so. All right. We will have to do some catching up. I've not had the time to speak with you of late that I would like. But, well... To cut to the quick of it, I need your help, or at the very least, I would very much appreciate having it.
Well, go ahead. What ails you?
It doesn't ail me specifically.
Oh.
Tell me, you are aware of the outer monasteries that the Sunans keep, right?
Like the one in Entering?
Not exactly, no. This is something I probably should have taught you about. I know I've mentioned it at least once, but never in great detail.
These are the monasteries that are more so further off the beaten path, in places important to Sunan.
Suna is the goddess of nature. Within the beating heart of cities, you have to cultivate gardens deliberately and by hand to bring nature to the city. But that is not where Suna's will beats at its strongest, where it's at its clearest. That is where it is conveyed to the people who wish to hear it, and that is where sanctuary is offered to those who in good faith come seeking it. But that will must still be heard, and the best places to hear it are out in the beating heart of Suna's world, out in her garden, in the natural world. And so to better facilitate this, there are many outer monasteries that Suna's followers have developed over the years. They exist well away from the beating heart of civilization. The people who live there prioritize lives of isolation and contemplation, and generally stay away from the affairs of the wider world, from the politics and the economics and all of that. It's so that they can focus entirely on Suna and her will, so that they can tell it to us when we need to hear it. That being said, they do still need supplies. And out in the middle of a forest, it's difficult to build a big farm that'll feed a number of monks. And so, every season, a shipment of supplies is sent to that monastery to deliver those supplies. If there is any word that needs to be brought back, to be disseminated through the rest of the temple and her followers, it is received from the monasteries at those places.
I get a feeling there is a but coming to this.
There is one of these shrines, only a few days outside of Asmara, a little ways to the south. And the most recent shipment that was sent there is long overdue to return. We send one shipment every season. This most recent shipment was sent in autumn, and it still hasn't gotten back. It's the first day of winter now.
Yes. Is it past Antarin itself, you said, or just between the two?
It's on the side of the river from Antarin. Again, it's only a few days away. Are you familiar with the settlement of Cobblerock?
Yes, we actually have passed through there recently.
The path that leads to this monastery is some miles north of Cobblerock and leads east, deeper into the forest. It's well concealed. You're not likely to see it on the main road unless you know what to look for.
Well, you're right, that is close, and that is quite a long time to hear back.
It's been a good couple of weeks.
Has anyone else been sent out?
No, that's actually what I want your help with. I've been asked to go and make sure that the delivery made it, or if it didn't, to determine what the holdup was. Just figure out what happened on the road. But I know that the forest can be dangerous. Suna has no love of violence, but, well, much of the natural world is driven by it. It can be dangerous for those who go unprepared. I would very much like for you to accompany me on this, Ludviek. It would do my heart well to travel in your company again. It would be good to have your protection from threats, as I am sworn against raising my hand in violence. And it would be a good opportunity for you to see more of how our faith works outside of the larger cities. I get the impression you might actually like these monasteries more than the city temples. It's closer to the life you came from.
Yes, you had mentioned them before, but I've not yet visited one myself. I would be more than happy to help you on this. Actually, I have found myself traveling with a group lately. As one might say, a group of adventurers of different backgrounds and types.
So
they are good folk. Ah, you actually have.
Yes.
Well,
you told me at least a little bit about them when last you were working here at the temple.
Yes.
I am assuming.
Yeah, yes.
That 4-week downtime, I assume you spoke with Jorna at least a little bit, because she is stationed here, so.
Oh, yeah. He said yes, actually. I never quite got into the details, more than just, the types that you know. Actually, we just picked up We recently had another join our group. You remember I told you about Boron? Yeah, half-dwarf, stout man, very gruff, but good heart.
Mm-hmm.
He has decided to retire from, the adventuring life itself. Says his bones need a bit of a break. And, in happenstance, we happened to come across another Ithar. Only this one hails from much further to the south.
North.
North. Cardinal directions, come on.
You go to the south,
East?
You're going to start finding the Blackford ones who look like panthers.
East? I thought you meant west.
No, I was talking about yeast, that thing you put in bread to make it rise.
Okay. But anyway, yes, from the north. Shianor is his name. He's a bit of a traveling scholar. And, do not know quite what to make of him yet. But he has proven himself at least to be dependable and knowledgeable.
Well.
But I think if you would like, they could join us. They probably would be more than happy to do, to move their legs again. Especially Tuki.
I would not say no to their company. Though, that being said, I understand that it could potentially be dangerous if we're attacked on the road, and I would not want them to throw their lives into danger unnecessarily. And further, I'm afraid there's not much in the way of a reward I could offer your friends. They have no obligation to the church. But there's not much in the way of a reward I'm obligated or have the authorization to offer.
Understandable. I will let them know. But I think most of them... No, I would say all of them are motivated by more than just money.
Well...
But... At least with that, so how soon would you want to be heading out?
As soon as possible. I travel light, so I could theoretically leave at basically any time. The main reason I've waited so long is to see if I could acquire you as an escort. So as soon as your friends would be ready to travel, assuming that they're willing to come with us, then I would be ready to go as soon as that is prepared.
Well, I will ask them tonight and see how long they wish to rest. I would assume... Would a day of rest, because we have just got back. Actually, I could tell you about this as well. Quite an interesting development happened out west, near the town of Takfar. You familiar with it? It has a tree there that is one I believe is also dedicated to Suna herself.
Yes, I actually traveled there myself not terribly long ago.
Just
a brief communion with its own Sunan, but nevertheless.
Well then, you'll be interested to know that there were actually some earthquakes that happened out there not too long ago, and it unearthed what was previously a hidden tomb buried by the earth itself.
Fascinating.
Yes. Okay, Sketch, I don't know if you want me to go into telling her the whole story, or if you want to use this time as, like, I'm going to tell her what happened, and we can cut back to the party.
We can cut back to the party. I assume everyone else is kind of eager to get to the Shianor conversation.
Mm-hmm. All right, so he's just going to spend the rest of his time there, updating her, like, go into the actual back thing of everything that's happened in detail.
All right.
And I assume he's probably going to make it back sometime later in the evening.
Okay. All right. So then, in that case, we can rejoin the party a little later when dinner is being served in the Halkus estate. It is a very nice dinner, to be sure. At this point, the people who run the kitchens of the estate, they know what you all like, except for Shianor, who is getting what Ludviek likes. What does Ludviek like? As a reminder, Ludviek is a carnivore. So...
Well... Judging on the fact of the environment here, I would assume deer would be plentiful. So one of the easier things to get just would be venison. Basically, venison and also sausages made from deer intestines.
All right.
Probably seasoned with a raiment of spices and honey.
All right. So, yes, that's what Shianor's going to be eating, so make of that what you will. But either way...
Sounds pretty good.
But yes, everyone is seated. There's a warm fire burning to provide warmth and illumination. Godfrey sits at the far end. Everyone else kind of takes side positions. All right, then. So...
Not sure if we want to go through the entire conversation here, but...
I'm assuming there's small talk, but...
Okay.
Kind of wanting to, like, get to, like, the important bits.
All right.
So after a few minutes of just idle bantering back and forth chit-chat, while enjoying the opening bites, Godfrey finally looks to Shianor. So, you clearly have the sound opinions of the rest of these fine folks, but I've still yet to hear your story. I believe now's the time to remedy that. You did say at dinner. We are at dinner. We have a warm fire, attentive ears. Let us hear it.
Yeah, speak up.
Yeah, I'm gonna summarize this because Shianor would probably spend at least an hour going over this. That he is basically a self-taught scholar from a very small, a tiny, really, tribe in the very far north. The tribe is very nomadic. Basically, they move every day or a couple of days to they don't really have any kind of herd or anything. They really hunt every day, so they consider themselves to be pretty much the epitome of Raithari. Everything else for them is well, you can live that way, but you probably shouldn't. He himself does not really adhere to this philosophy too well, but he definitely considers it an honorable way to live. Is that about what you wanted to hear?
So just to summarize, Shienor regales that his tribe is a very small one from the far north, doesn't really have a big herd that they use to feed themselves, and so primarily rely on hunting to feed themselves, really leaning into the Rythar's culture, like their deep spiritual traditions where the Rythar hunt the Rylos to keep themselves fed and strong and ready to confront, Rojatha, things of that nature, right?
Fortunately, it is very cold where he lives in the frozen north, so meat stays fresh far longer than anywhere else, and the prey that they hunt tends to be rather big. So,
Mammoths!
among other things, yes. And still, they don't have to hunt every day or anything.
And all of this naturally facilitates a very harsh lifestyle, very intense.
Right. Yeah.
And
that is why this tribe, or basically most of the tribes from the far north, consider themselves to be the prime Rythar.
like, we're doing this shit properly. The rest of you are posers.
Yeah, things like that.
So, an assessment Shienor doesn't necessarily agree with.
He doesn't really agree with it, but he thinks that basically that life is struggle, and through struggle you become worthy, and an easy life is one that is not lived to the fullest. So that's one of his philosophies.
Right, so you kind of regale the table with all of this information. Alfred is nodding along slowly. It's definitely fascinating. I'll not deny that. That being said, it doesn't necessarily tell us why you chose to come here, to Valreef, to Ismara. It's a rather specific location, especially given from how far away you started.
Well, it is the prime city to look for magical training and magical knowledge. As I do consider myself to be a scholar, even despite my young years, I hunger for training and for knowledge. And this is something that is quite difficult to acquire by yourself.
True, but I'm given to understand Rythar tribes generally have shaman mothers who are well versed in magical arts. Is this not the case with yours?
It is indeed, but I am not really a shaman mother. My mother was the shaman of our tribe, and my father is the war chief, which is not too uncommon in the tribe this small. Most of the others are my siblings.
Still, I just find it curious that you wouldn't have been educated on magic by your own tribe.
It's a bit of a difficult subject. My tribe is skilled, highly skilled in magic, but they consider magic to be weak. They consider magic to be a tool of ease, so to speak.
They see it as a shortcut.
Yes, they see it as a comfort, and comfort is to be avoided.
Well.
And I strongly disagree with this point of view. And I did lose my brother over
see.
A situation that would have been easily solved, or at least could have been solved by application of magic. And I had a bit of a difference with my parents about the application of magic, and I have been sent to an expedition to the southern lands, which this is for me, to see how others lived, to experience what life in the easy and sun-filled south is like, to more appreciate what we have in the north.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, though if you're this far south, you probably figured it out already. Just because we have green hills and sunlight doesn't mean life down here is easy. There's still plenty of things that want to kill us.
That is something I have experienced as well, correct.
My general
not
understanding
quite as
is
much
that
as-
it's when you go farther north, it's the land and the weather itself that wants to kill you. The snow and the cold and the wind and the isolation and the lack of crop. Down here further south, the land won't try to kill you, but the things that live in it might.
Exactly. I believe life is struggle everywhere. And even if it's not the struggle by predators, it can be a bad harvest, for instance.
And so, to facilitate your own understanding of magic and satisfy the terms of this expedition, you seek the knowledge of the erudites. Is that about right?
Yes, that is correct. I thought I might be able to join them because it seems like something that aligns very much with my interests.
I doubt joining them is on the table. The solemn erudites generally, they're a very picky group, for one thing, and generally speaking, once you're in, you're in. So.
Oh shit.
Oh. I am. It is not that this is my only goal in life, but I thought it might be possible to join them or at least align with them.
There's a cat here, by the way. Say hi to Maya.
Hello.
Yes, my cat will be joining us for a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, she's leaving. She didn't like me petting her.
Okay.
Anyway, so. Yeah, I don't know what she wants at the moment. But she's in my room, so she'll just be over there. Alright, so. With all that squared away. Well. Allying with them is far more on the table than joining them, so. Alright. I'll make for you an offer then, Shianor Teku. Sort of gestures to the rest of the table. These fine individuals, plus the other Rythar you met earlier, Ludviek, as you know, they are... I wouldn't call them my employees necessarily, but we do have an arrangement where from time to time they'll do work for me in my interests as a representative of and coordinator for the Solemn Erudites. That means sending them to newly discovered sites, scouting them for dangers, clearing out those dangers, and making preliminary observations and notes, and then bringing them back to me, whereupon I work with the rest of the erudites for a more thorough and properly organized response.
Right.
These folk have been working with me for the better part of a season now. They've proven themselves very effective. And while they've spoken well of you so far, you've only just shown up in my sphere of influence. So, presuming the rest of you are not opposed, if it is your goal to get a foot in the door with the erudites, then sign up with them.
I do have one question for you, Shia, since we're just letting your laundry out.
Sure.
Why don't you wear a shirt half the time?
Because it is warm. If you have fur like mine, these temperatures here are... it was pure horror in the summer. Winter is much more appreciative of my physiology.
Well,
okay, my question's answered.
Well, regardless, back to my offer. Sign up with these lot, presuming they have no objections. And the next time I have a task for you all, provided it all goes well, then I may pass along a recommendation, or at the very least a notice of your interest to the erudites. And if they are suitably impressed by your conduct, then they may send someone to speak with you and work out something further. But ultimately it will be up to them to return the gesture. I can tell them you wish to speak as much as I like. If they're not interested, my word will mean nothing. So you have to make sure I have something to give them that will earn their attention.
Certainly.
Is all of that agreeable to the rest of you? I don't want to go making decisions on your behalves.
I mean, I'm not objectful to it.
Very well, then.
Definitely would help to have another keen-minded magic user on the squad.
That does leave me the only one without, doesn't it?
Makes you special, hon.
You're the one who can do all of the cool acrobatic shit without needing to use a glowing rock.
It's all natural.
Tuki's all natural, save the day. I'm so sorry. That was in bad taste. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Maybe my sheltered life means that I have no clue what that was supposed to mean whatsoever.
Big naturals?
Oh,
Kitties.
she doesn't have that. I misheard then. No, she doesn't have big naturals.
She's got small naturals, but I'm not going to finish that thought. No. I am not going to be that guy from Ben 10 who made a mistake somehow. I'm not doing it.
Kevin.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, so back to the table. Let's hear. And have you anything to add to this, Sir Kari?
Kari is muted.
He is.
He stepped away to the bathroom.
Okay.
Kari is canonically taking a pee or a poop right now.
Right.
It's like somewhere in the middle of Shienor's hour-long recounting of events, you're just like, this is all very interesting, it really is, but I seriously need to go and empty the casket. I'll be back in a minute.
You say you gotta piss.
Look, I have to drink a lot of water to be able to spit as much venom as I do. Vicious mockery is fueled by something, if it's not spell slots.
Gotta stay well hydrated.
I mean, that's just true in general. Speaking of being well hydrated, it's hot and I have water next to me. I'm drinking some.
Well, if all goes well, welcome to the team, Shiano. Not really anything fanciful other than it's us. But officially welcome, I guess. Though I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bud. I am so tired. It was a long car ride. And listen, my tail and my butt are tired. And this dinner was absolutely delicious. Chef's kiss, mwah. I'm going to bed.
I'll pass along your compliments to Agatha.
I love Agatha. She's such a doll.
She is.
Thank you kindly. The dinner was excellent. Very much appreciated.
Of course, let it never be said that I'm not a gracious host.
I mean, I really appreciate you letting us use your rooms.
Let's be honest, until you all came along, they were collecting dust. None of the people I worked with stayed here for very long. And it's just... On a somewhat selfish level, it also means that I have a really damn good layer of security on this estate as long as you're around.
Oh, so you trust my judgment. That's new.
I trust your capability in a fight.
Ah.
But also, just in general, if I find it very helpful and very much good practice to keep people I work with close at hand. And...
You know, that's another new feeling. Most people do not feel secure having me wander their home with expensive things.
Yeah, well, a lot of those people need to read a fucking book. Or rather, they need to rip their face out of a spell tome and read a damn psychology book or a history book or something. Just, Tora pipes up. Or they just need to touch some grass. That too.
Well, I've touched enough grass today. Good night! And Minnove will clean up herself with prestidigitation and hollow off.
Tuki will politely wave and follow.
Well then. I have a lot of work to do myself, so I'm going to return to my study and probably retire before too long myself. Tora, if you would. Of course, sir. Follow me, sir, and he sort of walks over to you, Shianor, and I can show you to one of our guest rooms. We're rapidly running out of those, but we do still have a few left.
I was not aware that I would be staying overnight. You
may if you wish. We have a spare room.
That is very kind of you. Certainly.
Come along then. And he kind of leans over to whisper a little more quietly to you as you're going. There is a 50-50% chance that Miss Minnove is not in fact sleepy and going to bed, but is in fact conspiring with Tuki to do something to you. Nothing nefarious, but very colorful, so you may wish to lock your door.
Oh, it's so cute that he thinks that will stop me.
Do you want to time me?
Incidentally, Ludviek will be spending his night at the temple this night, not for any reason related to that whatsoever.
Yes, one of the very first nights they were here, the ladies of the group made it a point to play a little prank on the rest of their friend group. Painting their nails, doing up their hair, applying makeup in their sleep, all of that, and they clued me in on their chicanery, made me an honorary girl. It was a very wholesome feeling, but if you're not keen on having your nails and your hair fiddled with while you sleep, lock your door, yes?
I have a very light sleep. I do not think they will be able to
You do
do
not
these things for me.
understand their determination when mischief is in their hearts. Trust me.
Oh,
Trust me.
very well. Okay.
I am an honorary girl. I think I know. And he shows you to... Yeah, shows you to a room.
Okay.
So now my question is, now that I've planted that seed, do Minnove and Tuki want to do any crazy shit, or is I just making funnies?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I think it's time.
Okay.
We have to bring him into initiation.
Oh god. Hazing.
No. Tuki.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna Dutch Ivan.
What?
I'm not really comfortable with that.
I've been waiting for so long to do it.
I know Ludviek isn't there, but God's sake, Minnove, you don't have issues, you have subscriptions.
It's okay, hon. You can stay here and keep the bed all warm. I will be back.
Sure.
Unless you want to come. You're more than welcome to.
I mean, well, I can't use magic to do that, so I would prefer not to.
Well, you don't have to do it. I would use magic and we'd go hee hee tee hee, run away.
I'll look out for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was just gonna go to bed, but then you planted this, so like now it's gotta happen.
Stealth checks, both of you.
Stealth. Not advantage of normal. Okay.
The Tuki vanishes from the face of reality. All right. What is Shianor's passive perception?
Let me see. Perception. 15.
So you're not going to notice either of these two as they approach your room. You don't hear them as you sleep.
Okay.
So yes, as darkness falls over the estate, everyone fucks off to bed. You wait a little while just to be sure. And then Minnove with Tuki sort of following close behind, you make your way through the halls and eventually find your way to the door that you, with a quick sniff around, figure out, oh yeah, Shianor's in there. His scent is all over it. I presume you locked the door, Shianor.
Actually, no, I didn't.
Oh. Then in that case, I mean, you're at the door, so take it away, you two.
So, I'm not gonna make it a fart, so don't worry. It's not gonna be gross. I'm much more class than that.
Alright, what are we doing?
We'll figure it out when I cast it.
Alright.
So over his head, I'm going to cast.
First of all, you need to get into the room.
Oh no, I'm standing outside the room.
Well, then you can't cast anything over his head because you can't see.
The door's open.
It's not open. It's just
closed
not
but not locked.
I thought okay, I opened the door.
All right, so when you open the door, you find that there is a shimmering, silvery, rippling dome over the bed where Shianor is sleeping, with little threads of Luma making slow circles around it based on where on the dome they are, just spinning silently through the air. Your scales tingle a little bit in response to the sight of magic. As you behold, he has put up a tiny hut, a spell that I have never seen in action before. Please tell me what this does.
I linked it.
Okay. A 10-foot radius immobile dome of force springs into existence around and above you and remains stationary for the duration, which is 8 hours. The spell ends if you leave its area. 9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome with you. The spell fails if its area includes a larger creature or more than 9 creatures. Creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast this spell, can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry, regardless of the weather outside. Until the spell ends, you can command the interior to become dimly lit or dark. The dome is opaque, but not here, because that's not how magic here works, from the outside of any color you choose, but it is transparent from the inside.
God damn it. Okay.
Okay.
Bastard. That's what he is. Fucking bastard. Alright. You know what? Fuck it. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Change your plan, Tuki.
It?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna cast. Let's see what I'm gonna do here. Change of plans. Okay, let's go. And she's gonna close the door, and she's gonna like rush down to the kitchen.
Okay.
And from the kitchen, she's gonna grab a little water skin.
Okay.
And this little water skin, she's like, okay, let's go back. And she's gonna hurry on back with pulling Tuki behind her.
Okay. I don't know where this is going anymore. Now I'm scared.
Gets back to the room. I am going to cast Catapult on the little water skin.
Okay.
And aim it directly above his head of this dome.
Okay. So
it splats like a water balloon.
Okay. Sure.
And so when the spell dissipates, water will fall on his head.
Make for me a dexterity check.
Sleight of hand, maybe?
I'm counting this as a ranged weapon attack.
Oh, right. Okay. No.
21. That more than hits the AC of 12 that I set to hit this target. So, with having gained some moderate experience in tutelage and throwing things in fancy ways from Tuki to pass the time and travel, you are more than easily able to just throw this water skin with its cap lightly unsealed and have it land on top of the tiny hut with just a wet little or it just kind of sits. You wait there for a second, holding your breath, making sure it doesn't just slip and slide off, and it remains, for a mercy, pretty much directly over Shianor's head.
Yes. Okay, let's go. She's gonna shut the door ever so slightly, but leave it like a little crack.
It was also higher than a 15, so it didn't, it was higher than a 15 still, so it also didn't trick your passive perception, Shianor, so you are completely oblivious to this chaos.
Oh, it's okay.
So, with that in mind, everyone takes a long rest, and as the sun comes up on a new day, Shianor, you come to very slowly begin to sort of crack open your eyes. And around the same time that your spell finally runs its course, you blink open your eyes and you look up just in time for you to need to make me a dexterity saving throw with a difficulty of 21.
Okay.
Because that's what Minnove rolled. So we'll set that as the DC for convenience's sake.
Nope.
Fail. You are wet as a water skin that has been sitting up there sogging for the last 8 hours splaps fully against your face and just squirts out its full contents kind of off to one side. So you have a soggy water skin clinging to your face, and now like the blankets all around you are getting all like wet and drippy. How do you respond to this chaotic spin of events?
Okay, first he is surprised, but I believe then he laughs. And he's gonna say, well played indeed. A prankster. Interesting.
So now the ultimate question. Did Minnove write anything on this water skin? The way she left the fuck you note for Kari.
No, that was special for Kari. This one was just the water skin.
Okay. All right. Well then. So yes, it is a new day. Shianor has been initiated. He has been, water bombed.
I was gonna do a Dutch oven, but I guess I'll go with water bombing.
I have no idea what the Dutch oven is.
Oh my goodness.
So, you know when you fart under the bed sheets and it gets trapped there and it gets all hot and it stinks worse?
Okay.
A Dutch oven is when you do that to someone else deliberately. You fart horribly under their blankets and then pull the blankets over their head so that they're trapped with the fart stink.
I see. Okay.
It is extremely disgusting and largely harmless, which is why it's acceptable as a prank. Sometimes.
I see.
As long as you're not like actually fucking up someone's sleep schedule with it.
You know, a good prank against Minnove in counter this would be to heavily wax up her scales and her pads of her feet, making it so that she had no friction against the ground.
Turn Minnove into a slip and slide.
Yes.
Cartoon physics, activate. Just cast the grease spell on her. It'll have the same effect.
True.
Anyways, so, yes. Day's yours, people.
Yeah, Shianor is probably taking a bath or a shower.
All right.
As he's already wet.
Yeah. For purposes, I'll say that after like your general morning routines, for the sake of brevity, you all of course go through your normal morning routines and such, and I imagine we'll probably start to congregate in like one of the lounges around the estate, because you do just kind of hang out from time to time. You don't have a current mission assignment, but curiously, you all will notice that Ludviek isn't in the estate with you. He never came back after he left and ran off to Jorna's, to the temple.
Did Ludviek ever come home?
Apparently not.
I would assume he would arrive sometime just after breakfast, basically. Before noon, but yeah.
Alright.
And if there's a conversation you guys want to have beforehand, please do so.
More or less of curiosity of the holy man himself. Probably was very important. Yes, you speak.
I nod towards Minnove and Tuki and say, very well played. That is not an easy feat.
You liked it?
I appreciate the thought. It's speaking of creativity. And I am very much one for creativity myself.
Creativity is very fun. Very fun when you use it in in silly manner, especially with Luma and magic and savage. I'm glad it went well with you last time I tried it. Not that specific thing, but Kari wasn't there to appreciate it. Yeah, it's okay.
I see. Well, I am uncertain I will be able to return the favor, but I might.
Please do. This is a call for war. Not something to be taken lightly.
I shall think of something.
I will be ever so excited.
I'd say it's about this time that the door to the lounge will pop open and in walks Ludviek.
Well. Look who the cat come dragging in.
Itself.
Because he's a cat.
Hang on.
The throat.
A cat with a frog in his throat.
Abrasions.
No.
Like.
Merely just one who is, heard that, Shianor, you got to have the lovely visit of, nighttime frivolity from Minnove, I hear.
And Tuki. Tuki was there.
Ah.
Despite
all
my
her idea.
countermeasures...
In, the funnest way.
Despite my sophisticated countermeasures, they still managed to embarrass me.
There's
do
no
not
such
worry.
thing as sophistication in the face of those two.
Too true.
We are
I
so
would say do not-
sophisticated.
I would say do not worry too much. It is very much like Minnove to pick fights with those... half her size.
Oh.
Half her size? I think you've got that backwards.
Oh! Alright, twice, that's it. Yeah, twice her size, yes.
Because it's fun to watch you fall down.
Yes, just be careful they do not fall on you, Minnove.
Oh, I ran away. I did it when I ran. I went to he and ran away.
Yes, you skidded away like a lizard. Yes, I heard. He makes like these traipsing noises with his hands. Anyway.
I will fight you, Ludviek.
No. We are inside someone's domicile.
Not now. In
What
one
was that,
day.
Kari?
I said they'll never find the body.
One day, Ludviek, you'll never see it coming, but it will come one day. Just you wait. You bide your time there, Lion Man.
I look forward to the day, but as much as that is funny, I do have the news I have is a little troubling. As you know, I was called away. Jordan wanted to see me. Have I told you much about her, by chance?
Yeah.
Briefly.
Bits and pieces.
She's the one who, brought me into the understanding of Suna and helped me much on my journey. I hold her in very high regard. She is a very good woman. But she is much more of a devout follower than I am. Very much so in the way of passivity. The thing is, there are plenty of Sunan monasteries that are far off the beaten path, as Suna's own worship is very much on nature. These monasteries are remote, so usually they get deliveries to them. Well, there was a monastery that is a few days' travel south of us. The caravan that went to them has not been heard back in many a week, which is far longer than should be. They haven't sent anyone out yet, and she herself is going to go investigate, and she has asked me to accompany her. I of course am going, but I wanted to ask any of you if you would also be willing to accompany us. I cannot say there will be any compensation for your time. It might even be dangerous. I know this is not exactly a, a good sell. But, one second.
No, it's terrible, but go on.
But it's quite important to her, and quite important to me as well. I would ask formally of you, if you would... I would not ask you of this of you, Sheano, for we are merely just acquaintances at this point. But I would ask of the rest of you if you would help me. Keep her safe.
It'd be sort of a dick move if I had you all help me with my problem and absolutely abandon you all with this, so count me
Probably
in.
wouldn't have a right hand without you.
Well, it is charity work. It's for a good cause. I would be happy for it, if you would have me.
I would appreciate any help you would give.
I would appreciate to learn about these gods you speak of.
Well, I can tell you some, but if you have any questions, my teacher would be the one to ask. She is far more versed in the ways of Suna than I am.
What about you, Kari?
What about me?
No, you wanna join the party? The fun?
Well, if I want to continue being in these YouTube videos, I might as well, shouldn't I?
Well, I don't know what Tib thing is, but yes, it'd be very much well welcome to your company. Very well spoken, more so than I and such.
Thank you, Kari.
No
and thank you, all of you. Maybe I am just... Of course, this could be just as simple as they got laywayed at the monastery, and there's... I don't know. They could just be stuck. Maybe their carts broke down.
Ludviek, I owe you all in the sense of fighting an entire armed fort. So as long as it's of that peculiar nature, I am well armed to aid and to help.
Ludviek pulls out his own map, and he points to where Jorna said the monastery was located. He says, "It is not too far from here, but it is into the forest of 1,000 rivers. So, we may be encountering anything from wild animals to adherents."
Fun! Exciting! Can't wait to go.
I have added it to the map.
Nice. Yeah. Do any of you need more time to recuperate?
Well, my blade stand at your command, brother.
Well then, if... Kari, Tuki, is there anything you might need before we leave?
Go ahead, Kari.
No, I already said so.
No, not for me.
Well, if it would work out for you, we could leave before noon itself, or at the top of the hour of noon. Give us enough distance.
Sorry, I think I still have bug ointment. We're good. I gave away my fly swatter. No. Oh.
That is true.
The dread. Oh. It's fine.
You want to go buy one? You are in the city.
No, it's a waste of money. I'll just give it away again.
You have time to purchase things. That was the whole point I was saying.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to spend money on something I've already bought that I gave away. I got hands. I got a tail. I got a girlfriend that's good with shooting things and stabbing things. We're fine.
Yes, I can see it now. Tuki, this fly is bothering me. Pulls out bow and arrow. Yes.
I mean, I can just catch them.
Tuki, this fly is bothering me. Please slap me.
Okay.
We'll have our own Three Stooges moment.
There is a mosquito on me bum. Anyway. Proceed.
Alright. Then, Ludviek doesn't need anything aside from, nothing new in his inventory. Nothing he can get yet anyway.
Alright.
So, I guess if you guys are okay with it, just head out at noon.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, Ludviek says he's going to go run back to the temple and let Jorna know. And when he gets back, most likely that'll be when you guys head out to go pick her up. And then we'll take butterscotch in the cart and scootaloo.
Indeed.
I do have a question, though. It is possible that the first shipment did not arrive. Should we at least pack a few supplies for them?
That is a good question, and we do actually have a cart with us. I will ask her. I should have asked that last night, actually. I will ask her when I go see her.
Very good.
Right. And Ludviek nods to everyone and then heads out and runs as quickly as his little feet can carry him.
All right. So, it doesn't take you too terribly long, sort of ducking and weaving through the streets as the city is starting to come alive. It's a fairly bright day today, thankfully, with only a handful of clouds, so despite the cool temperature, people are still coming out to enjoy the light, at least. So you sort of duck and dodge and weave between a bunch of them before you eventually manage to make it back to the temple. Doesn't take you too terribly long to find Jorna as you make your way in. You sort of find her in a side hall, sort of between tasks as she turns to look at you as you're approaching. Ludviek, you're back rather quickly. What did your friends say?
They readily agreed. And actually, one has suggested, since we have a cart of our own, on the off chance that the first delivery did not in fact arrive, should we take some supplies of our own for delivery to the monastery?
That's not a bad idea.
Well then, is there a warehouse that the that?
Ladies and gentlemen, lungs. Give him a moment.
Every time I tried to click the mute button, I coughs. Jiggled the mouse away from it.
Ooh, excuse me.
I'm sorry for that.
It's all good.
In solidarity.
I'd fist bump you, Kari, but I'm afraid of transferring anything to you. Anyway. Is there where might...
When it comes to the supplies that are usually sent to the monastery, that's already been allocated by the temple. If we want to bring anything, we're going to have to buy it ourselves.
All right, then.
Easy enough to go to market, though.
All right. Well, then. If you want, I can go back and get the cart itself. It'll make it easier for loading it up. And, grab my friends, grab you, grab anything from the market, and then head out.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right. I'll leave you to get yourself ready. Be back in a moment. Definitely got my steps in today, especially with this armor. He just huffs himself and then just heads out of there again.
All right.
This is doing the fetch quest, basically. All right, cool.
Kinda, yeah. All right. So the plan then is to just go and let the party know, grab the wagon, and start loading her up with foodstuffs?
Yeah, probably. I mean, if I'm looking at here, it's 5 silver or 50 silver for a ration.
It's not $500 for a day's worth of rations, no. And you're not necessarily buying travel rations. I assume you're buying like actual like food.
Yeah,
travel rations are like designed to keep for a long time and be really easy to prepare. That's why they're kind of so expensive, because they're so heavily processed.
Yeah, probably would be just then flour, oats, beans, the typical grains and foodstuffs that keep, but are in plentiful supply. And since it's winter, though, it means the fall harvest has already happened not too long ago. So whatever's here would probably be subject to the market pressures of the first of winter and everyone doing their last-minute buying. Lovely. Economics.
Indeed. I don't want to get too lost in the sauce of math, so we'll just say that, let's just say that to just load the wagon up with a decent and varied supply of food that you can carry and contain, let's just say, based on market pressures, that it'll run you about 5 gold to get all that.
All right. Ludviek will happily do that.
It might not necessarily be enough to last a whole monastery for a long time, but at the very least, it should, like, ease things.
So this is just in case the first shipment didn't make it there, or...
Yeah.
I mean... And it's not... They're going to weigh down the cart too much,
So with all that in mind, I imagine then you'd be bringing that back to the temple at around the time the rest of the party is arriving? Am I understanding this correctly?
Yes.
Everyone else?
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine with me.
Yeah. Does anyone want to notify Godfrey of what's going on?
Oh, right.
Like, where the fuck did everyone go? Tora, did you see anything?
Everybody. Give me one moment.
Business. Very important business. And charity work.
Do that.
So I will assume that someone will just tell Godfrey what's going on, because it makes sense for you to do so. It's like, hey, we're going to be gone for about a week. Just delivering a note, or what have you.
Checking up on a monastery, not more than 3 days' time from here, or so. 4 days.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Giving my bed time to dry.
Yeah, just prop up the mattress and take off the sheets, and it'll be good. Assuming mold doesn't set in.
All right, so after a short time, you all arrive outside the Temple of Suna. You see the same visage that I described before. Out front, sort of going over the last details, you see Ludviek with the wagon speaking to this human woman none of you have met before, dressed in the white robes with green trim of a Sunan, brown hair done up in a high ponytail. She looks your way as you're all approaching. These are your friends then, I take it, Ludviek?
Yes. Zona, allow me to introduce to you. And he basically, with his hand, motions to, this is Minnove. She is quite a talented songstress, and a bit of a mischief maker.
Hello.
This is Kari, a very good songstress. And sword wielder.
I need to get you a dictionary.
It's a different word.
That wasn't even a word.
Well, you seem quite good.
The meaning is understood. All the same.
This is Tuki. She is great with the bow, great with the sword, and a true friend. I could not ask for a better.
So many
This is
compliments the last couple days.
This is Shiranor. He hails from the north. He is quite a scholar in many regard.
Greetings.
And last but not least, the most important of all, this is Butterscotch, a faithful horse.
Butterscotch looks at Jorna. Jorna looks at Butterscotch. They look at each other for a moment. Then Butterscotch just kind of looks down at the ground and starts aggressively stomping at a cobblestone that's loose. Like, this thing's bothering my OCD. Meanwhile, Jorna turns back to the rest of you and gives a respectful bow of her head. I've heard much of you all from Ludviek. It is a pleasure to meet you all, and thank you for coming to our aid. I will feel much safer having you accompany us on this little mission, and if it is of any inconvenience to you, I am sorry.
No. Don't worry about it.
Well then.
Anyway.
I presume Ludviek has given you the rundown of everything that we need to do?
Pretty much. And if not, we'll find out on the way.
Alright. Very well then. The wagon is already loaded down with supplies. I wanted to make sure that in the event the initial shipment didn't make it to the monastery, they would have enough food to last for at least long enough for us to get back and send a proper shipment from the temple. So there probably won't be much sitting room, I'm sorry to say.
I am happy to walk.
Very well then.
Walk.
Somebody's following them. Attacked by tweez.
Oh God, I hope not.
You know,
if we are, that's your jurisdiction there, Sunan.
You know, I designed a boss fight that was a living tree for you guys once, and then I didn't use it because it was a little bit too spectacular for your level and the setting.
Okay.
I don't know. Forest of 1,000 Rivers has a lot of things in it.
Yes, but if I'm gonna do fantastical shit, it's gonna be when you're at higher levels so that it's not just mundanely out in the wilds. There's some spectacularly freaky shit in this world, but a lot of it's really hard to find. Anyways.
Which is probably a good thing.
It makes the contrast really nice so that you're going through just the mundane and really grounded stuff most of the time so that when it does get freaky, it hits harder.
Sounds good.
Right.
Actually, in comparison, we haven't encountered anything really freaky. It's mostly just been bandits involving in a village, a crazy lordess out in the middle of a small area, and slavers, and just basically wild animals. Yeah, it's been pretty mundane. Not in a bad way, but just, yeah.
Yeah.
And
just wait.
Okay.
Don't throw a witch at us, please.
Anyway, so, no, there's some freaky shit I got in the pipeline. You're just still a long ways out from most of it.
Okay, I got it.
Very good.
Anyway, so, yes. Are there any questions before we get underway, or are we just ready to go?
Nothing that doesn't have time for the road.
I feel like we can talk and walk.
Very well then. Let's be on our way then. Once again, I thank you. And then with
No
that,
need.
She gives you all a gracious nod, and then turns and begins sort of leading the way out of the city. Eventually, you make your way through the southernmost city gates, the guards sort of giving respectful nods to the Sunan leading the way, and you do get the impression Sunans are very highly respected. You've already kind of gotten that impression to some extent from Ludviek, but someone who more overtly flounce it with their official robes seems to get a lot of deference, just in passing. Makes sense, given the number of public services the Sunans provide, but nevertheless. Soon enough, you have crossed the bridge and made your way onto the open road, flanked on either side on one side by forest and hill, and the other by the waters of the lake. If anyone has questions for Miss Jorna, now is the time.
No, I'm pretty good.
Okay.
If
It's pretty straightforward on my end. I don't really have any questions for her specifically.
Neither do I.
Okay.
If nobody does, I do. If that's okay.
Sure, by all means.
Sure.
So Jorna, you have been a little light on the detail of this monastery. As you said, it is very much a place of worship of Suna herself. What makes this monastery so special?
Well, it's mostly the location. Like I said before, the distinction between one of our temples in a city versus one of our shrines out in the wilds is the location. When you're in the heart of a city, you are providing a service on Suna's behalf. You are enacting her will on those who need to receive of her benevolence, her grace, her compassion, and the various services that we provide are an extension of that. The charity, the shelter, the healing, all of that. The guidance in the sermons, the weddings. But Suna is the goddess of nature, and her home is in the beating heart of the world that, let us be real, despite the grandeur of mankind's cities, are not even a fraction of this world's surface. Oris is vast, and the overwhelming majority of its land is wild and untamed. And all of it is Suna's garden. To better understand her will and her intentions and what she desires of her followers and what she desires for those who aren't, we have to listen closely to her will where it's at its loudest. Ultimately, the structure itself will be very similar to the shrine in Asmara, or at least I'm led to believe it will be, in terms of how it is built. Where it is the important distinction and the duties that are performed there. You'll not find charity work being done in this monastery, for that's not its purpose. It's a place of quiet meditation and listening. The wild will... Go ahead.
Is the surrounding area of some special note? A geographical feature? Perhaps...
It is
type of creatures?
Not exactly, no. It's dense woodland. It's fairly deep into the forest, but it's not so far away from the rest of civilization that help is out of reach if it is needed. You don't wish to seek the exceptions or the abnormal when listening to Suna's will broadly. You need to immerse yourself in the mundane, the normal, the average day-to-day of the beating heart of nature. If there is an illness in nature, it will make itself known in that mundanity. If you surround yourself with the spectacular and the outlandish, then it will drown out the more subdued symptoms, the signs of an illness spreading through a population, or signs of rot or famine spreading through plant life.
Easier to see if a blight is coming, if you see the common trees and plants that would be affected by it.
Precisely. To live in a lord's castle, for example, you would never know if his peasantry are starving. The castle provides an illustration of opulence and luxury. But most people don't live in opulence and luxury, and most of the world isn't fantastical or extravagant. Beautiful, yes, but normal. As you must see how the peasants are faring to see whether they are being afflicted with disease or famine, you must likewise immerse yourself in the mundanities of the natural world to see what ails it and what it wishes from you.
Quite understandable. Ludviek nods and just holds that for a thought for a while.
I recall, didn't Shianor have some questions at some point?
Yeah, but he's like sticking back a bit since he doesn't really think these are very pressing matters. If there's time or anything on the road, he would very much like to learn about the gods and such. But though he does hold a bit of
skepticism.
Yeah, that's the right word about this. He doesn't really believe in these gods, but he would like to get educated on them.
All right. Okay. So.
We don't have to play this out entirely.
Not all of it, but I wouldn't mind doing at least some of it, because this is a subject that
Okay.
it would actually be kind of relevant just to the world itself, and we haven't explored as much of it as I would like, necessarily. So,
Okay.
So sort of, after a while, making a little bit more headway on this road, you eventually sort of make your way towards Jorna, I suppose, and sort of catch up to her. She nods to you. Greetings, Shianor, was it?
Correct. I consider myself to be a bit of a scholar, and I come from a country that does not quite adhere to the same beliefs that you seem to have. And I would very much like to learn about the 5 gods that seem to govern these lands.
Of course. I would be more than happy to give you a rundown. She sort of looks ahead and kind of puts on a bit of a smile as she talks about it. In total, there are 5 gods. The Penta, we call them, because there are 5 of them. At the head, there is Anuna, the lord and lady, the judge, the master and mistress. And they are the mother and father of the other 4 deities, who are divided into 2 groups of twins. First, we have Juna and Suna, and their domains mirror one another's. Juna is the goddess of war, though don't let that name fool you into thinking that she is a bloody warmonger. Her domains are protection, vigilance, to stand sentinel and protect your home, justice and chivalry. She is a steadfast knight, adorned in heavy armor, wielding spear and shield, and her duty is to defend those who cannot defend themselves. Across from her is Suna, the goddess to which I offer my praise and my service. She is the goddess of love, life, and nature. A very wide portfolio, I'll grant you. And her duty, first and foremost, is to be the gardener of this world. As she's walking, she sort of stoops slightly and picks up a flower from the roadside and holds it up. Every single thing that grows on the surface of this world, from the tiniest mold to the grandest beast, is a part of Suna's garden. She cultivates this garden by hand to give all who live in it a home. When we die, it is up to her ultimately to carry our souls to Anuna to be judged, and then ferry them to where we are bound. She passes no judgment herself. Her sphere is that of pacifism, peace, and kindness, to advocate always for a peaceful solution if war can be avoided. At nearly every peace negotiation, you'll find a Sunan advocating and ensuring blades are not drawn again.
I look at Ludviek, look back at her. There seem to be some exceptions, though.
Of course, it's not common. What it ultimately boils down to is that, again, Suna is the goddess of nature, but nature can be an extremely wild and violent place. We who are Suna's followers, we of the civilized world, are not wild animals. We have language and the capacity to recognize the Penta and give worship and carry out their will on this world. We are stewards of their creation. We are not, however, beasts. And so while the natural world adheres strictly to violence in many cases, it would be beneath our station to resort to the same. But, that being said, violence can visit itself upon us whether we will it or no, and you'll not always have the capacity to talk it down or rely upon those who are more willing to take up arms to defend yourself. And so, on rare occasion, Suna's ranks will welcome an individual who, while they take nearly all of the same vows as the rest of us, are not beholden so fiercely to the vows of pacifism. They are allowed to take up arms in defense of the rest. You could think of them almost as a mediator between Juna and Suna. Ludviek is one of those Green Knights. Largely born of the fact that, by his nature as a Rythar, he cannot fully adhere to the pacifism that my order demands. He has to eat meat, which means every time he eats something just to stay alive, another creature had to die.
But it is also making sure that every part of that is used.
Of course.
That nothing is wasted.
That is
Everything is a gift from Suna herself.
That is an important lesson that we also adhere to in the far north.
Many Rythar tribes do, Ludvik's included. Across the way from that, there are the other twins, the two men of the Penta. We have Ainen and Valn. Valn is... how do I put this? Valn is the god of travelers, wanderers, explorers, map makers. But though those are the ones who give praise to Valn, that's not his role within the Pantheon. It's what he does, but his role is more of a... The best way I can put it is as a critic. He wanders the world that the rest of the gods helped create and ensures everything is working as it should, that they didn't miss a spot, so to speak. It's very possible that any one of us could have run across Valn at some point and simply not known it, for he does not flaunt his divinity or make it known. He simply wanders, watches, observes, and gives guidance and, well, his favor to those whose lives demand that they wander.
Interesting.
And finally, there's Ainen, the master crafter, the smith. As the world began to populate with sentient life, those who would go on to be stewards, they needed to be clothed, and they needed to learn how to clothe themselves, and how to build homes to shelter themselves from the weather they were outgrowing. And that is the role of Ainen. All of the weapons and armor wielded by Juna, smithed by Ainen himself. Suna's beautiful dress, woven by Ainen. The opulent palace the gods occupy in the realms between, designed and built by Ainen. His hammer can craft nearly anything, provided he has the time. And all those who build, he is their patron. Painters, crafters, shoemakers, candle makers, masons. If your hand is being used for the purpose of creating something, then you are doing Ainen's work. All of these deities, as you'll note, have a very different place in the world. And that's because not everyone is going to live a life that is going to adhere strictly to one path. The five have found niches in this world as they've built it up to provide guidance to those who walk paths aligned with them. Those who take up arms may find value in Juna's teachings, for example. A judge or a ruler may look to Anuna for guidance. An herbalist or a healer, or even just an expectant mother, may find guidance from Suna, and so on.
That is a very interesting pantheon. I will be sure to study more of this.
Of course. If you desire, then when this mission is accomplished, I'd be happy to let you read from my book. My copy of Suna's various scriptures, just so that you could understand the finer points of it all. We have
Certainly.
we have copies back at the temple. I'd be happy to lend you one.
That would be very much appreciated. Yeah, so I guess the travel is so far relatively uneventful.
Yeah, like, you've been traveling for a good handful of hours at this point. You've made it some distance away from Ismar. You've got a couple of hours of travel left. I'd say enough travel to cover another, I'd say like 10 miles or so. So you'll wind up about here, I'd say, before the day reaches its end. And you all have to tuck yourselves in for a night of sleep.
So we're getting on to the not as beaten path.
Yes, so about halfway through this day of travel, you finally, Jorna kind of points off to one side, and you find it's very well concealed amongst a bunch of shrubbery and carefully placed stones, but there is a dirt path that you turn off onto, and very rapidly the forest around you just swallows you as you start to advance. Even in this somewhat thinner portion, you get a bit of a sense of deja vu from the last time you had to brave the depths of the Forest of 1,000 Rivers. It has that same quality, but thankfully this time you do have a beaten path to follow, and follow it for the better part of the second half of the day. It's much tighter, and it's packed from, like, dirt that's been beaten down from use, as opposed to the paved stone of the main highway you just left. But nevertheless, it's a well-beaten path to follow that affords you relief from the effects of difficult terrain and travel. Nevertheless, you tuck yourselves in for a night.
Minnove sets up the hammock that
Okay.
that Boron gave her
Okay.
and puts on bug ointment and is like, all right. None of these creepy crawlies anymore. Thank you.
All right.
Shianor is totally impressed by the trees and the majesty of the forest, and is totally eager to climb on trees, and he's very fascinated by the concept, seemingly.
Mm. You are fascinated by a tree and wish to climb it?
Definitely.
Sure.
Sorry.
Oops. Did not mean to click that.
All right. Well, in that case, if you want to go climbing trees, I guess just give me an acrobatics check just to see how well you do there, Shia.
Even though it is worse, climbing is usually athletics, but okay. I guess with climbing claws, it's a little easier.
15. Yeah. Both times. Yeah. No, you're doing pretty good with that acrobatics, all told.
Okay.
It's not like the most graceful trapeze anyone's ever seen, but like you do a decent job hauling yourself up. Like, you're steady, not graceful, but steady and capable and moving with good speed.
I'm new to this, so give me a break.
So, yeah.
Can you get yourself down? Are you like a cat stuck in a tree? Do you need help?
She speaks from experience.
I do not have what is fellow fall, but I think
jump. You should just, if you want to come down, just jump off. I'll catch you.
I think I can climb down though.
Trust.
Minnove, I'm very certain you would become flatter than Pancake.
Trust.
Trust.
This is a trust exercise. Yes.
Elbow drop from the third rope.
Oh no.
And there goes Minnove.
Is he actually jumping off, or is he?
Actually, yeah, he's gonna swing on the branch and then jump off.
Okay.
Whee!
So yeah, as you make the descent, you feel the tingle of magic along your skin and fur, and your falling speed decreases significantly before you touch the ground.
See, I told you I'd catch you.
That was
No need to be so snarky about it, Ludviek.
Minnove just do not want you to become flat.
That is a useful spell.
Yes, it's come in handy quite a few times. Useful in the sense of it makes it so that I don't fall and hurt myself. And others.
Or sneak into giant mine shafts.
I didn't do that.
No, that was me.
True, but it was backup.
Backup. Tuki was fine.
Of course,
What's the word
because
goes
she
down
had
there?
you looking
Kobold?
up for her.
But how about something reverse?
Like gravity.
And,
Like absolutely change the gravitational pull. I don't think...
I'm gonna cast Fly on Minnove.
God. Oh God.
So here's how I'm imagining this happening. You kind of just pat Minnove on the head, say a few words, and the spell takes hold. Minnove, you kind of blink at him for a second, kind of like glance over at Tuki just as a matter of habit. It's like, what just happened? And you note, curiously, you seem to be at eye level with Tuki, which has not happened before. And to everyone else, Minnove just like subconsciously just like drifted like a foot up into the air and is now just kind of floating there.
Oh, I'd say she's drifting up. She just keeps drifting. She starts panicking. It's like, what? Whoa! Ground!
Concentrate. You can control it.
Down! It's so high up here. How do you guys live up here?
Ludviek pulls a rope from his pack, quickly ties a loop.
You can control it. Just concentrate on it.
Okay.
Did not expect I would have kobold balloon today.
Minnove has been turned into a kite.
Here, Minnove, and he swings it like a lasso up to her.
I hear
A kite with consent.
I'm trying catching it. Oh!
Oh no.
I can have Tuki try and lasso you.
I unfortunately can't concentrate only on one. I can't come to the rescue.
Yeah, Ludviek hands the lasso to Tuki. It's like, you might have better luck than me. I mean, if I attached it to a spear, but I don't think we want to pop this balloon.
Minnove isn't terribly far away yet, so sure, I'll say that'll work for a lasso.
Dex save, okay.
I mean, I don't have just a random... If I had rolled my ranged weapon attack, you guys would make jokes that I'm shooting at my girlfriend.
Indeed.
Yes,
I was
please,
waiting for that.
do not shoot her down.
Yeah, add a +3.
See, I'm smart. I knew what was coming.
Because I assume Ludviek was standing right next to Tuki. You could add a +3 to that.
Yeah, but it's not really a dex save.
Oh, right.
It was meant to just be a check, but either way, so...
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, you successfully managed to throw the rope up to Minnove, and I'll say, Minnove, yeah, you catch it. So, you have a lifeline. You're still flying in the air, though.
This is actually really fun, now that, like, the scary part's over.
You can go pretty fast with it, too.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna come down.
Just
maybe
imagine.
maybe if you could do it to someone else, maybe they'd be more appreciative of it. And Minnove's gonna take the rope and try to like pull herself down.
But imagine it, Minnove. You are singing from the treetops themselves. A song that wafts between the wood.
That generally is the
Would you
purview
like-
of birds in my experience.
No, I like the ground.
Would you like
Right.
to try?
Kari! Oh, sorry,
Yes.
there. How would you like to be songbird?
Yeah.
Would I like to be?
I
Ludviek,
feel
would you like to be a lion?
I didn't hear what he said.
Would you
You're
like
too
to be a
quiet.
lion?
Has no one been
Oh.
hearing what I've been saying?
No,
You've
I just got
you've
turned
been
up.
you've been a little on the
Okay.
quiet side.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I turned you up.
I think I do think I have missed some of it, unfortunately.
I said, would I like to be a songbird? Ludviek, how do you like, or would you like to be a lion? How does that sound? Oh, wait.
You are already.
That's what that question was like.
Yeah.
That's what that question was like, Ludviek. I want you to know that.
So the answer is yes.
One second. Kari is going to just this GIF.
Regrettably, that's not something I can put into the video.
but into the camera. Just going to look into the camera with that feeling that Carmen's giving off there.
Total disgust. Gotcha.
Is there any way? I don't think there's any way I can. Will this work?
Mm-mm.
No. No, it. Oh. Oh, it's just straight up loading tenor. I don't want that. Okay. Whoops. that was weird. In the YouTube video, there's just straight up the whole screen just got taken up by tenor where that GIF came from. Okay, just either way, just a scrunched up, confused looking face.
Gotcha. Maybe then Tuki.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. And Shianora's gonna cast Fly on Tuki.
All right.
Maybe you can spot something of the way ahead.
Okay. How does this work?
You concentrate. You concentrate on moving, not with your feet, but with your mind. And you gain a flying speed of 60 feet.
I'm pretty sure she's just like gone then.
So Tuki just immediately goes way up
Yep.
She was never seen again
until 10 minutes later.
until 10 minutes later.
I should have
Which
probably told her
is-
it only lasts for 10 minutes.
Actually, hang on, I'm gonna run some numbers.
Ludviek is going to try and see if he can spot her in the sky somewhere.
That's...
What was that?
Ludwig's trying to keep an eye on her.
No, what was that from
yeah.
Impulsive?
Hang on, I'm still running some numbers.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna try to get her attention by shouting that she should be back in a few minutes because the spell doesn't last indefinitely.
Yeah, so if she just takes off in a straight line, she'll be 7 miles away by the time it wears off.
Can we still see her, perchance? Like, can I still see her?
I mean, for a bit, at least, if she's just going straight up. How high up is Tuki going?
You realize you've given a thing that this bird should not have.
Maybe we should have tied the tether to Tuki.
A very long tether.
I think she would at least go above the trees.
Indeed.
I'm gonna attempt to cast a message to be like, "Hey, Tuki!
Tuki
It's only
can
10
get
minutes!"
1/10 of the way to space. If she just goes straight up.
so you have about 12 seconds where you can get that spell in real quick while she's just flying straight up. It's like, make sure you're back in 10 minutes. So yeah, Tuki, you go flying up and above the tree line, and I mean, you can see for quite a long ways. Sky is relatively clear, so the pale ring is providing silvery illumination along the forest canopy, the evergreen treetops sticking up like over large blades of grass. You kind of spin around in a circle. You can see the ring's light reflected on the waters of Lake Baflaril, still from here, but more distant, and you just gain a little bit more altitude, and you can just see so far. And how does that make Tuki feel?
Elated. Probably like all of the weight of her world is just gone.
I feel a song coming on.
So
she's not much of a singer.
All right. And what about Tuki's yearning? How is it responding to this?
I mean, based on information that you've given me before, probably feels like she doesn't have it.
So as you sort of go sailing up into the air above the canopy and look around and just take in one hell of a breathtaking view, for one thing, it takes you sort of a second to clock it because you're still kind of getting used to the fact that you can just point in a direction and will that way and then go. It took you a bit to kind of not crash into branches on the way up through the canopy. But as you're casting your eyes about, you just suddenly feel very nostalgic for a moment. There's just and for a second you're thinking of Leislan, but not in the way where you'd think about the city or anything else, but you're just remembering a quiet moment on a beachside, picking up sea glass, water kind of pooling around your talons, where you're just standing still and feeling normal.
I think probably similar to the spa day. She's just crying.
Now that's a mental image. A Kraven just floating in midair in the middle of the night, staring out at the world and just sobbing. Maybe quietly, maybe loudly, I don't know. I imagine you do eventually come back down.
She's gonna take advantage of the full 10 minutes.
I bet.
Minnove will cast Featherfall on her if she falls.
If
So, yeah.
it's in range.
You
If
take
she, well, Featherfall's like 60 feet. As long as she's 60 feet with that, we're fine.
And Tuki's not so far away that, like, these trees are tall, but they're not so tall. You know. So, if Tuki falls, you'll be able to catch her. She might get a little dinged up by branches, but it'll be fine. But either way, eventually the spell begins to wear out. You can kind of tell there's been a tingling on your skin the whole time as you've been up here. And it's starting to get a little less powerful. You kind of remember Minnove frantically calling up after you with a spell to be back down in 10 minutes, because that's how long the spell lasts.
No. She'll land.
Alright. I'd say at this point the group's got a good fire going.
Oh no,
Minnove
what have I done?
will run up to Tuki and give her a hug. So, how was it?
It was wonderful. Can't it last longer?
Not without some strong magical focus. It might be. It might be possible to craft an item that does this, but that is
Do you know how?
a very.
Do you know somebody who does?
Well, in theory, I could probably craft such an item, but it is a very lengthy process. And I do not have the experience to do these.
But somebody has to, right?
Certainly. There are mages in the city that do.
Okay.
It's quite a good feeling, isn't it? I used this a few times during my travels.
I'm just gonna go sit.
Sure. Take your time.
I think it's worth noting, I don't think anyone in the party has seen Tuki quite that insistent on something before.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't known
I
Tuki very long, Shinor, so you have no idea what's normal. But to the rest of you, like, that was very adamant.
Thoughts for later. I guess. Best get some rest if we can then. Got a big day tomorrow and got a lot of more traveling to do.
Indeed. So, you all tuck yourselves away for a night of rest.
Need watches tonight?
We can do watches, sure. Who wants first?
I'll take first.
Okay. Go ahead
quick,
then
I'll
and
take
make
second.
me a perception check then there, Tuki.
Okay.
I offer to create another tiny hut for protection during the night.
If you want.
You're able? Absolutely.
Sure.
Alright. So tiny hut kind of trivializes watches, ultimately.
I can also create alarms, or at least one, I believe.
Those are concentration, aren't they? Isn't tiny hut concentration?
No, it's not concentration.
Jeebus.
Be crazy if it was concentration for 8 hours.
Yeah.
If only just to, like, I don't know, man. I'm starting to realize that wizards might be a little busted. And we haven't even gotten into combat.
I don't even use a spell slot for this. I just take 10 minutes to cast them out of my spell book, or out of my. Basically, he's wearing this bandolier.
Bandoliers, yeah. The dude's wearing a bunch of different bandoliers, and they're all filled with, like, bones, and on each bone is just written in Rythari the specific words for the incantations of his spells. Dude's spell book is bandoliers of bones.
More or less, yeah. Well, it's probably just 2 of them. I don't have that many spells. Or, actually, I do. Okay, forget this.
And not all of them are filled. Some of them are waiting to be carved.
Not true. Oh well. But still, butterscotch won't fit into the dome, and
Okay.
So taking watches would still
Okay, fair enough.
probably apply.
All right. Okay. With that in mind, then. So, with that in mind, we'll still do watches. So, Tuki with that 16 perception. It is, at least for your part of the watch, at least, thankfully, uneventful. Just cast your eyes about, sometimes looking up, maybe a little longer than you normally would. Probably a lot going on in your head right now.
Oh, yeah.
Who next?
I'll do watch.
Okay. Perception.
Perception. Ooh, yay.
Natural 20. So, as you're just keeping tabs on the surrounding environment, I mean, I can't really think of anything in this specific spot in the environment you'd notice necessarily, but, like, you're very attentive, you're very focused. It's a very quiet night, by and large. The occasional holler of night birds being the only sound to really reach you. But it's definitely interesting, and so while likewise being able to keep watch for any potential threats in this forest, with a natural 20-25 perception, you're able to take some time and just observe the forest to an extent that you honestly hadn't really been doing before. Now that you're kind of in the middle of it all properly, instead of looking at it from a distance, you start to realize just how much is going on in this forest, just how many things there are on the trees and on the ground. It is thick with stuff, and you only understand about half of it, if that. And even then, only at a surface level. You're rapidly realizing that in this new environment, you are very much a stranger, and there is a lot to learn. And it's got you a little excited as you start to take preliminary notes and sketches.
Yeah. Especially he thinks about Suna and if there actually might be something like this here in these lands. Because where he comes from, there is no such bounty of life, and there is no Suna. So,
There are legends in Rythari tribes about, like, spirits on the wind that carry power.
Sure. But it's at least something to think about.
Maybe a different name for the same entity observed by different cultures, maybe?
Who knows?
Yes. Let's see here. And who gets last watch?
I can take it.
Okay.
Sure.
Ugh.
You kind of reluctantly extricate yourself from your hammock with Tuki to take watch. Give me a perception there, Minnove. Watch it be a natural one. It's not.
No.
It's good. So, yeah, you are very attentive, paying attention to your surroundings.
There could
Imagine
be bugs
your
everywhere.
bed bugs everywhere. You kind of make it a point every so often to just go on a little SWAT circle to just go and smack some of them away. That said, every so often, you know, as you're just looking around at everything else, your eyes might briefly just linger on Tuki and just... I don't know what's going on in your head, but something happened to your girl earlier, and that's probably put something in your head at the very least. But I digress. Thankfully, your watch is uneventful. Morning comes. And to anyone who might be, like, it is, Sepia, you asked me about a thing earlier. It is the thing you asked about now, as the sun comes up. And you would probably be aware of this to some extent. Whether or not Tuki cares is another matter, but...
She'll just kind of... like, I guess yesterday was an early present? I mean, I never really got to celebrate it growing up, but today's my birthday.
Today?
Yeah, I mean, it's just another day. I just can't forget what day it is.
Nearby, Jorna gives you a warm smile. Well, happy birthday then.
Thank you. I am no longer a teenager.
This is a thing that is celebrated.
I heard a lot of humans and dwarves celebrating their birthdays, but we never had the money to.
It sounds like a good thing to celebrate.
I love how much Minnove is just short-circuiting over here.
I didn't know.
It's not a big deal. It really isn't. It's okay.
It's a big deal.
I shouldn't have said anything. I'm so sorry.
No. You are. Ooh. Hold on. I was gonna run into her bag. Continue on with your
Also
morning
say-
stuff.
Well, I will also say to you, very happy birthday to you, Tuki. When we get back, we will have to celebrate properly.
Yes!
No, that's okay. I wouldn't know how.
Neither do I.
I do!
We had birthday parties at the Blue Butterfly. We hosted them.
I'm now imagining Minnove coming out with her little.
She was the one who sang
guitar.
happy birthday.
Yes.
She come out in a sombrero. Sombrero and sitar.
Get the little red kobold to sing you happy birthday.
I mean, hey, it'll certainly be a novelty service that can be upcharged for.
Right.
Yeah, you could go to any old restaurant and have someone sing happy birthday to you, but only here can it be a dragonkin.
I don't really have anything of that is nice. I wasn't expecting.
I wasn't expecting anything.
Well, you're gonna get something.
It's okay.
Here, and Minnow's gonna pull out like a little vial of perfume.
Oh.
A vial perfume?
A vial of
vial.
perfume.
Slightly used.
Here. Just
Yeah.
hand it to her. Happy birthday!
Thank you. It smells lovely.
Damn, I gave the Craven a perfume. She can't smell too good. Fumbling.
Ludviek suddenly nudges Jorna from the side and just like, would you believe that if I told you that it took them quite a while to finally figure out they were in love?
In my experience, the heart and the mind do not always operate on the same level. What one knows, the other will take a long time to figure out.
Eat something better. Don't worry about it.
This is very nice. It's fine.
But you can't. But you can't enjoy it. It's like you have a nose. You use your nose, obviously. But like you don't have like the it.
I mean,
Ah,
nobody can smell as well as you can.
I know.
So how do you know I don't enjoy it?
We get you something better. You have it though. Take it.
Okay. She'll give Minnove a hug.
Aw.
Happy birthday! Ooh, you.
To start sobbing and singing at the same time. That is adorably pathetic.
sobbing.
Minnove's
Not
singing and she's just
sobbing.
like this.
Yeah, kinda.
Not sobbing. Just Mark. I didn't come prepared.
I didn't say anything before. It's just a day to me. But
It's a day to me now too.
it's like any other day to me.
No.
It's just, shall we keep going?
We'll keep going, but we're not dropping this day. Nor are we dropping this conversation.
Okay.
Don't worry, Minnove.
Tuki
You
distress
show
noise
me-
spotted.
Don't worry, Minnove. You just show us how one celebrates these birthdays. I've heard of them and seen a few, but you seem to be the master.
Do none of you celebrate your birthdays?
It's not unheard of to celebrate becoming an adult. It's not so much yearly celebration of birth. It's joining in unions, marriage.
Birthday celebrations have long been more of a human and dwarven thing. I know a lot of Kraven pick it up from human and dwarven cultures, but they don't always. And, well, Rythar and kobolds have very different social structures, so my understanding is that it's basically not a thing they do, except maybe to mark transition to adulthood, as Ludviek said.
There are
I need to write down all your
rituals for
birthdays.
that. This is individual for everybody.
I need to find out all your birthdays, and we need to fix this right the fuck now.
I know we have at least a few of those birthdays jotted down in the calendar somewhere.
I think it's just
mine
Minnove
is
and
jotted down
Tuki's.
somewhere.
Minnove's birthday is the literal last day of the year. I just looked. The last day of the 13th week of winter is Minnove's birthday. So about 3 months. So about 3 months out, 90 days out.
The 13th day of the 13th week of the 13th season.
There are only 4 seasons.
I
And
know,
there are
I'm
only
just
7
going
days
for-
in a week.
I'm going for a joke here.
It's not working.
I know.
Anyways, so
As we continue on through the day, Minnove's just glued to Tuki.
it's like if we had a spare room, but we don't. The light. Anyways, so 50 brownie points to the comment section if you get that reference. Anyways, so over the course of the day, you make fairly good progress. I'd say it's at around a little over halfway through the days of travel. You've covered about 17 or so miles. The forest has grown increasingly dense around you, and the calls of wild animals are becoming increasingly frequent, loud, and varied, as the trail begins to grow somewhat more overgrown in some places. As you're traveling, you find that you seem to be entering into a somewhat more almost swampy region. Not like full-on wetland, but like this is just an area where the ground is very soft and absorbent. And so as you're walking, you find that there are little splotches of mud along the side of the road. As you kind of look off to either side, you can see that there are just little long stagnant pools that have somehow managed not to evaporate. And other things, and the air is becoming a little bit more humid as you're venturing further in. Maybe there's just an abundant source of groundwater beneath your feet. It's hard to know for sure. But as you are going, I would like everyone to make perception checks for me.
Active perception, right?
Yeah, active perception check.
Okay.
Okay.
Kari's locked in.
Kari is
Also-
absolutely locked in, yes.
Also,
Hey, you should have taken the deal earlier. That's all I'm saying.
A deep cut no one outside of us 5 is going to get.
yeah.
Or that's... there's 1, 2, 3... 6, not 5. There are 5 players and 1 dungeon master. Anyways. Let's see here. Jorna does not have active perception as one of her proficient skills. Still, she rolled a 21. So, Kari, with that natural fucking 20, you kind of pick it up before anyone else as you're rounding a bend. Like, shockingly enough, it hits you first. Even though Minnove is right there, you catch a scent before it's noticed by anyone else. It smells like decomposition.
Whoa.
Something died not terribly long ago, not terribly far from here. And as you're sort of rounding a bend at about the time you catch that scent, your eyes sort of follow up the trail, and though there is still shrubbery and bushes sort of in the way, sort of obscuring the way a little bit, you catch sight of a little splotch of red in the dirt.
Something died over here. No, over there, look. How am I the one that's smelling it? I just have... I don't even have a nose. You telling me no one else picked up on this? I got holes in my face.
What the fuck is that? Oh! Sorry, I was too distracted. I was...
Probably because you were handling the perfume earlier.
Handling the perfume and just burying your nose on the person who's applied it.
It's definitely the sound of... There's definitely the smell of carrion.
Overhead, a handful of, as if on cue, a handful of crows just sort of go scattering away.
You know, it's a lot better when it's like slowly, you can slowly smell it. And it's like slowly coming to your like senses. Not when it just suddenly smacks you.
Do you want me to go check it out?
No, it's okay. We go together.
We will go together.
I know it's a reference to something, but I don't know what it is.
Kingdom Hearts 2. Final boss. It's one of the boss's call-outs. It's literally like it is the second call-out he makes in the boss. It's just, we shall go together, as he grabs you by the chest and yeets you into the sky. And then he spams zebras at you.
All I know about the final boss is that it's a spam ending.
And they usually turn into boats. Weirdly, he's the exception.
Okay.
He did turn into a boat for a bit, and then he stopped. And he turned into just a guy.
Well, I don't think we're going to encounter a boat in the woods. Hopefully.
That would actually be a very fun encounter. Just, what the fuck's a boat doing out here? Anyways. But, yes, so, how do you wish to proceed? Everyone is aware that there is a blood stain up ahead, and the smell of death lingers heavy in the air.
Let me use my nose to try and look more, I guess.
Okay.
Ludviek's gonna stay with the cart, and he's gonna keep an eye out for anything, like, moving in the underbrush.
Chianos is probably off the cart and scouting as well.
And the cart's kind of full up of the food anyway, so.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Tuki was scouting with Minnove, or did Tuki not say anything?
Tuki's still gonna scout.
Okay, Tuki and Minnove scouting, Ludviek remaining with Wagon and, like, checking for threats nearby. Am I understanding that correctly?
Mostly staying close to Jorna.
Okay. And Shianor was going with the ladies?
Probably a little away from them, but in the general vicinity.
Okay. Give me a moment, I'm doing some stuff on my end. Okay, do me a favor then. Also, what is Kari doing?
Going to bed. Good night.
Okay.
That is not the greatest timing in the world. We are coming up on the end, but we're not quite there yet. Oh well, it's fine.
No, we're serious thing. I'm falling asleep in my chair right now. You all have a good night.
It's all good. We were about to kind of wrap up anyway. So, like, we're coming up on the end. Just need a few more minutes to get there. Shall I just leave Kari with the cart for the time being, then?
He's now cart-y.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get you up to speed before next time. You go get some sleep. We'll just leave Kari with the cart. All right. And Shianor, I'm going to leave your familiar in the cart too.
Oh, right.
You do have that.
Yeah, true. Though he's usually with me. Well, it's okay if he's in the cart.
All right. Okay, so with that in mind, if I could have the scouting party give me stealth checks.
Stealth?
I'm assuming you're trying to be unnoticed. You said scouting. Scouting implies not being noticed to me.
Oh, man.
All right.
Terrible roll.
Indeed. So, sort of advancing a bit, the area sort of opens up a little bit more as you're sort of advancing ahead a little bit, so. But as you're looking around, make for me a perception check, please, all three of you.
Would I be able to be using my nose for this, or is this like an eye thing? It's good.
Let's go with smell. Makes sense.
Ooh, look at that.
Doesn't fucking matter.
You are overburdened by the stink of dead. So, as you're all kind of approaching this spot and casting your eyes about, Tuki spots at first, but the rest of you, with the exception of maybe Minnove, who's kind of having a hard time not gagging into her scarf, kind of look around, you see not terribly far away an overturned wagon. And scuff marks sort of all throughout the dirty path. That's more muddy here with like the sort of saturated ground that kind of squelches under your every step, kind of hampering your stealth a little bit more. Tuki, with that 22 perception, as you're casting your eyes about, your sharp avian eyes pick up something that doesn't fit. For one thing, you note the remarkable lack of corpses, despite the smell of death, and there's occasional blood stains around, but you don't see any bodies. But as you're looking around, you note that while there are a handful of rocks that are kind of poking around from the ground in this area, you spot and sort of notice that some of them look decidedly out of place. They don't look like the rest. They're kind of porous, like they've got holes kind of all over them. One of them's only like 10 feet away, really.
She'll cautiously approach it.
All right. As you draw closer to this rock, you note that there's a handful of mushrooms kind of just starting to poke up out of the moss near it. And as you get a little closer, it suddenly shifts. And you see something wet glistening in one of the holes. Before a spike comes shooting out of that hole right at your face. So you are being attacked.
Okay.
And the attack is being made with advantage because you got too close to this thing without being properly braced. So that's a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna... Well, I don't know what damage it is, so...
It is 12 points of piercing damage.
I will reduce that by half.
With an uncanny dodge?
Yeah.
Alright, so you will take instead 6 points of piercing damage as this, sort of jagged, sort of damp, moist, bone-like spike comes protruding out of what you thought was a rock and kind of gets you in the shoulder, causing you to, just let out a yelp of alarm and surprise and backpedal a bit. The spike immediately withdraws back into the rock, which starts shifting and rising slightly as you realize that this is no stone that just stabbed you. It appears to be some manner of creature whose upper shell resembles a moss-covered stone. And as it begins to rise, kind of making this gross warbling noise, off to the right, you see near the cart another such stone starting to rise. And further on ahead, 3 more.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, jeez.
And that's where we're gonna pick up next time.
Oh yeah!
Happy birthday, Tuki!
Yay!
That was not planned
would've
that
been
you would fall under attack on your birthday, but, sometimes shit happens.
What did you get, Tuki? I got a rock.
I got stabbed by a rock. This is just par for the course. You should have seen my last birthday.
It's okay. It's okay. As soon as you get home, I'm sure Minnove will give you a proper birthday present, late as it may be. I digress, though. So, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for joining us for this session of Ringlight Fables. 'Twas much fun. Once again, big thank you goes out to Evocadraw for the stunning new questline artwork. We'll see you all next time. Until then, take care of yourselves. Keep listening. Don't be a dick. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.